again. No.
What up, y'all? What up? What up? What up?
Welcome back, Weenie.
What up, man? How y'all feeling? Good. Go James in here, Mad World. Roshan. Shut up, Roshan. You made it, huh? What's good, Josh? Mad World, that's just some YouTube music, bro. That shit is just in the audio library YouTube. Honestly. Wagwan, what's good? Sandy, what's up? What's up? How y'all feeling this Saturday? I mean, Friday. Shit, my bad. How y'all feeling this Friday? Ooh. Man, we got some shit lined up. Some silly, some serious. But we gonna get to what we yapping about. It's all in the title, Blue Eagle. Oh shit, you from out west, PJ? South side, innit? South side with it. Out west. Shout out to out west. You said you feel sorry for Akaash. Ooh, I gotta translate that, buddy. I don't speak another language in here, my boy. But hey, don't matter to me. Appreciate the support. Speak whatever you want. Oh, I think I just translated. It said, I guess you said all good, man. Okay. I just translated that shit. It said all good, man. Bet. Y'all in here though, man. I ain't gonna make y'all wait. It's a nice amount of people in here on start. First things. Well, let's see what y'all probably want to watch Exposing the Griff, right? Is that Spider-Man available? What you mean? You talking about this figure I got? Oh, my wife got me that. I don't even know where she got it from, honestly. But I'm assuming most of y'all cool with starting off with Exposing the Griff. We can start off with that. Birdman did an Exposing the Grift on The Critical Drinker, The Critical Liar, about Predator Badlands. I didn't see it yet. Been hearing a lot of good things, so hopefully it's good. You know what I'm saying? So, but like everybody's saying it's good, so I don't see why it isn't. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see what The Critical Liar has to say about it.
Predator Badlands has released, and everyone and their mama loves it. Well, everybody except the usual suspects. However, it's another questionable take from Darth Grift that has compelled me to once again fire up the old Microsoft Word program to write this video. Oh, hello there. You're probably wondering why you're in my booth with me right now, and that's because I've been receiving comments like these, accusing...
Original post using AI voiceover and unprompted brought attention to drinker. Talking about unprompted. Social retard using AI for his voiceover. Stop the AI voice. It's horrible. Imagine an AI style channel. This is so. I wonder. This is YouTube. That's weird. So I don't know why they're saying that when you can go to his page and he's shown his face and he sounds the same all the time. It's clear. Well, if you know he's a voice actor, he really reins it in when he does these videos. But it's so weird.
Me of using an AI voiceover for the sound you hear coming out of my throat right now, which is an insult and a compliment at the same time. It's an insult because nobody likes AI, and it's a compliment because you're essentially saying that my voiceover is essentially perfect. Thank you. It is something I've spent nearly a decade and about $30,000 dialing in. You see, I'm an actual voice actor. I have an agent and everything, and some of you have already heard some of my work. And that being the case, I use professional recording equipment.
I'm wondering what the fucking first of all, goddamn, this damn mic. Boy, if you don't get the fuck, shit. Why the fuck this mic $4,000? Nigga got a $85 pop filter. He got a Rode. Oh, this the Rodecaster 2. I got the Rodecaster 1, and it worked perfectly fine. Shit, I ain't getting that 2 no time soon. My shit worked perfectly fine. But a $4,000 mic is crazy. That's actually crazy. Holy shit. I thought Watt's mic cost a lot, goddammit. Shit. Now, I got the Rodecaster 1. When that 2 came out, I was like, oh, we good. I'm good. This shit worked perfectly fine.
This equipment and sound treatment gives me a, for YouTube at least, unusually polished sound that isn't necessary for you.
I always thought that too. I'm like, when he does his videos, the normal videos, I'm like, his shit sounds way too clean. Like he said, it's a lot for YouTube video.
But it's mandatory for my profession.
I think even if I was full-time YouTube, if I was making $50,000 a month, I ain't getting no $4,000 mic.
Professional work. And I thought I should address this now before this got even more out of hand, because usually what you see when you're listening to me is this guy, and that's because I'm in here reading a script that I wrote off of an iPad. You don't want to see me doing this the entire time, and it would be even more jarring if you saw what my edits looked like due to me messing up a line, which happens a lot. Like a lot. Anyway.
Oh, man, world, I got you.
I am a real person using my real voice. I'm just better at this than a lot of other people, including the drinker.
Life really is a matter of perspective. For example, your boyfriend isn't really a useless, effeminate pussy who makes your skin crawl. He's actually just redefining masculinity.
Bold of you to assume there are women with boyfriends watching your videos, drinker. Or gay men, for that matter. You see, you speak almost exclusively to right-wing incels that couldn't pay women to be with them. One only has to travel over to your neo-Nazi subreddit to see precisely how disgusting your fanbase is towards women.
Careful now. Disrespecting the dad will get you labeled a PDF, even though HBO were the ones that made Bella a finger blaster. The people complaining about Sydney Sweeney being racist think these women are attractive. What is wrong with them? Never forget what Netflix took from us. First of all, why they use this bogus picture of, oh my God, this girl name finna escape me. Y'all know what I'm talking about, bottom right. The girl in the bottom right, she is pretty. Why are they trying to play with her? I forgot her damn name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. From MJ from Spider-Man. It's finna blow me that I can't think of her name. You said Zendaya, thank you. You said Predator is better than Rogue Elements. I know that's a fact. I ain't got to see either one to know that. Zendaya, thank you.
Except Sydney Sweeney for a couple of reasons. Which is funny, because all this right-wing support hasn't exactly translated into box office success, has it?
Yeah, I didn't watch any videos on it yet, but I keep seeing it. They keep talking about how Sydney Sweeney's movie was shit, or it didn't. No, it was not. It was shit. It didn't make shit in the theaters, but everybody was oogling over her over the ads, and her name is supposed to be bring people to the box office, but apparently her movie didn't bring no numbers. And keep in mind, these are standards these guys all bring up. I personally don't think how much money a movie makes plays into if it's good or not. But these guys, want to use that as a barometer when it suits their narrative. So
Anyway, as we all know, women generally
I
dislike
didn't know that either, Blue Eagle. I didn't know she had that many movies.
right-wing men, which is why the male loneliness epidemic is seemingly
Why are all the men on dating apps conservatives and moderates? Wait, what did he say?
hasn't exactly translated into box office success, has it? Anyway, as we all know, women generally dislike right-wing men, which is why the male loneliness epidemic is seemingly self-inflicted.
Yeah, it is. That was well said. It does seem like, they'd be like, yeah, the most Gen Z men are conservative or Republican or whatever. And it's like, yeah, and ain't y'all the same people that's complaining about men harming themselves and men is struggling to date and blah, blah, blah? You ever think about putting those two things together since y'all like to make correlations mean causation? Y'all ain't put that one together, have y'all? I bet not. They just want to blame women. They're going to blame women no matter what. When all this alpha male crap is making men less attractive to women, obviously.
What I'm saying is, invest in Lubriderm long term.
This nigga is wild.
Or in this case, Predator Badlands isn't actually a goofy buddy comedy complete with cute animal sidekicks, an insecure protagonist with daddy issues who has to learn to connect with his emotions, weightless CGI combat scenes and wacky banter from a quirky android co-star that feels more like an aborted Mandalorian script than anything to do with the Predator universe. No, it's actually redefining what a Predator movie should be.
What a completely uncharitable and myopic take on the plot of this film. I mean, saying Deck has daddy issues is an attempt at trivializing an important aspect of Yautja culture that predates this film. Deck in the film is trying to earn his place in his clan while also honoring his brother in the process, and to do that, he needs to bring back a trophy. If he succeeds, he would presumably be taken on a xenomorph hunt and become blooded.
I don't know if this is gonna contain any spoilers. I'm not hip to all of the Predator lore and stuff, so it might not matter to me, or maybe this movie is completely unrelated. I've seen those movies like sparsely, like Predator movies and like Alien movies and shit. I haven't seen everything.
The concept of being blooded and unblooded has existed in the comics and novels for decades. The 1994 novel, Prey, Aliens vs. Predator by Steve and Stephanie Perry, follows the story of Michiko Noguchi, a human, and Yeyinde, a Yautja warrior that is taking young, unblooded Yautja on their first xenomorph hunt so they can earn their blooded rank. The novel literally mentions that. Yeah, see? It's right there.
I think I'll be all right, Dal. It is what it is.
The novel also shows the concept of a human Yautja alliance as Yeyinde bloods Michiko after they take
More money.
Michael West, appreciate you for the $5. Yo, Lodges, have you seen the new album Pre-Song No Women? Yes, I have, and it's a slap. But them niggas took the fucking live down, and they took down anybody that ripped it and uploaded it. So the only way to listen to it now is if somebody reacted to it in a video, but the people that like took it and separated it and they took them down, and Abba and Preach took down all their recent lives they've done. So yeah.
down as Xenomorph Queen, which is why Michiko looks like this. Yeyinde also has thoughts and feelings because being of a sapient species with the ability to create extremely advanced technology, of course he does. My point is, a lot of what we see in this film is already established lore for the Predators. Hell, the fact that Deck is missing a tusk is also from Yeyinde.
Damn, that shit
Michiko
ugly.
calls the Predator broken tusk. It's even literally the same tusk. The title of Drinker's video exposes that.
No, I don't think they copywrote the song. I think they just didn't want people uploading it because Abba said he wanted to make his own music video for it. Like, I guess the one he did, he wasn't satisfied with it because y'all saw with the Stevie one, I guess he took his time to make that. And I guess with this one, he don't feel like it's, I guess, how he wants it. He said he wants a video, so I'm guessing he just wants to make his own video before he uploads it.
He has no true understanding of this franchise and isn't a reliable resource. Disney did not create these concepts as they had existed long before Disney acquired Fox. Drinker, once again, does not know what he's talking about, yet is speaking as an authority on a topic. And before any of you morons start, I am not suggesting one needs to read a book to understand this movie. I think the movie already explains its themes and plot fairly well. What I am saying is that if you're going to criticize this movie for doing certain things, you might want to actually know if it's breaking its own established lore first, and this information is only a simple Google search away. To suggest any of this is a result of Disney interference is to criticize something that is out of universe, and therefore it is fair game to bring up supplemental material that debunks that very criticism.
Man, I can't say I was exactly automatically bursting with anticipation when I went into this one, partly because the concept of a Predator movie told from the Predator's point of view felt like a fundamental betrayal of the very thing that makes them compelling, their mystique.
Here is the
I mean, after all this time, why wouldn't you want to know something about it? Like, Predator's been around for decades. What's good, Albert? Shout out to Albert. If this shit been out for like 20 plus years, probably 30 plus, if I'm not mistaken, but between 20 and 30 years, you don't want to know more about the fucking Predators, especially if it's done well?
definition of the word mystique. As you can see, this word essentially means something that is mysterious. And after 9 movies, various comic books, and video games, I don't think the Predators and mystique belong in the same sentence. The Predator films have followed a relatively simple formula over the years.
I see why you say that. He kind of do look like Martin Luther King, bro.
Humans find themselves in a situation where they are overmatched technologically and physically, so they have to use their wits to outsmart and outmaneuver an alien whose entire culture is centered on hunting and killing the most dangerous beings in the universe. In other words, these are slasher films, something we have seen many times over the years. Something we haven't seen is a slasher film told from the perspective of the slasher. All right,
that shit look crazy, though.
Violent Nature did it first, and I highly recommend y'all check that out. But my point is, learning about the killer by following the killer is a relatively novel concept, and is part of why this movie works so well.
That's why, like, I don't know how y'all feel about that movie, but I think it was Rob Zombie's, was it Jason? Rob Zombie's Jason, where you saw him as a kid? What's good, Torian? Yeah, like that one. I'm interested in seeing how, like, especially killers become killers versus always getting the after effect. You know, like what happened when they was when they was already killers. I would like to see a lot more of that. That's not something that's get done often. Rockin', what's good? Finally catch your stream, man. Hope you had a good week. Yeah, I did. Hope you did too, bro.
Hell, this has long been a topic
Michael
of discussion
Myers, I just knew it was one of them. My bad.
Actual Predator fans. As you can
I liked it because I liked it because I just got to see a new side of it.
see from this Reddit post. Nice call on this one, by the way. I have no idea why the guy that sits here and claims every Marvel movie is the same is upset that a long-running franchise is switching up the formula and breathing new life into that franchise. Oh, wait. Actually, I do.
Right. It's literally because it was Disney. If Disney didn't make this, he probably wouldn't even have. If this was the same movie, remove Disney, then he wouldn't even be shitting on it. He probably would just be like, "This is what a movie is supposed to be, not the Disney slop."
Those CGI-heavy trailers
What?
with the
Shut the
horrible
fuck
Predator
up.
redesign didn't do much to win me over, and partly because of early reviews from intellectual giants like Grace Randolph, who boldly gushed over the film's humanization of the Predator and a possible romantic relationship with a fucking androids.
Drinker is referring to this tweet, which he quote tweeted. It's very clear that Grace is making a joke here, something Drinker thinks he does whenever he uses this clip. You see, Drinker really dislikes Grace Randolph, and he has been criticizing her for various different reasons. And frankly, I don't give a shit. I think it's fair to criticize someone or something if they continuously do something worth criticizing.
Yeah, he didn't
But
put it on his
strangely,
main channel.
Unlike how they treat me,
He can't put good movies on his main channel unless he says it's gonna be good.
Drinker's fanboys don't call him obsessed
Yeah, it is,
with
Michael.
Grace, or Disney, or Rachel Zegler, or Brie Larson, or Daisy Ridley. I guess it's okay when he retreads the same tire topics over and over, huh? Anyway, as I was saying, it's obvious that Grace is teasing anti-woke losers who we have already established are basically undateable. The joke is that Deck has a woman on his
Yeah, they
back
said
and their woman is named
I haven't seen a
Riley.
bad review.
Somehow,
Except
Drinker
him.
took this dig at his fan base as her saying the movie hints at a romance between these two characters. Yes, guys, Will Jordan is fucking stupid. Unsurprisingly, that side of the internet also took Grace's joke at face value, and this caused her to make another tweet, doubling down on her own joke, but this time defending.
It is blowing my mind anyone has a problem with a potential romance between a Predator and a synthetic when not one Marvel fan complained about Wanda and Vision in the comics or the movies. But then again, it wasn't popular to be a hater then. Predator Badlands. True.
The joke with an actual example, which I think was a mistake on her part. The reason is, this makes the first tweet not look like a dig at anti-woke losers, which it very clearly was.
What-
All this did was fuel these
What was
morons
the first
and give
tweet?
them
Did I miss it? Oh. Her first tweet was, I see the incel brigade is coming out in full force against Predator Badlands. They must be upset he has a girlfriend. Oh. Pretty sure that's a robot. Yeah, she didn't stick in. She undermined her joke. She undermined her joke. Because it was about them being incels, and then she turned it into, y'all didn't say nothing about androids and people having relationships in Marvel because they shit on Marvel too. So
An
that
actual
wasn't
example,
Yeah.
which I think was a mistake on her part. The reason is this makes the first tweet not look like a dig at anti-woke losers, which it
Yeah.
very clearly was. All this did was fuel these morons and give them more rage bait for their dying of thirst channels. Grace, sometimes it's okay to shut the fuck up. What Grace does actually say is the following.
All right, so does Elle Fanning's Thea, a Wayland-Yutani synthetic, change deck?
Sounds like someone
Yes, she
throwing up.
does,
It's
but
crazy.
that's what happens in a real relationship. Romantic
Toria, that's funny because I always try to put my finger on what he sounds like, and that was such a good example. Like he finna throw up. He do sound like it sound like something finna come out every time he does.
or platonic, where you actually listen and respect each other, making a deep connection. How can you not change each other? Otherwise, one person is just the other person's accessory, and that sucks for the person who's the accessory. By the way, in the beginning, Deck insists that Thea is just a tool, so that makes him feel okay about working with her, even though predators hunt alone.
So you see, in Grace's actual review, she doesn't say anything about these characters in the movie being in a romantic relationship. She brings up romantic and platonic relationships to state that the dynamic Thea brings to the story is how changes happen between two individuals in real life. She didn't help herself with that follow-up tweet, but she's being mischaracterized by the drinker here, and her video was out way before Will's was, so he should have seen this already. Anyway, Drinker's tweet is also really dumb. Firstly, he refers to Wayland-Yutani synths as robots. It would be far more accurate to refer to them as androids, a type of robot specifically designed to resemble a human being in form and behavior. Just calling them a robot trivializes their role in the stories they appear in. I mean, a car is a type of robot, and most of us refer to them as she and her. He then says that robots don't have genders. They very explicitly do. We call this android he, which is a pronoun that refers to the gender of the android. Trust me, Drinker does this subconsciously himself.
Yeah.
I don't have to show you video evidence that he refers to the Terminator as he in his videos. You already know that he does. But I'm going to do it anyway.
Then the Apple Genius drops in, and he's a liquid Terminator who can mimic anything or anyone he touches.
Yeah, see, like this just shows how disingenuous these people are, because he wants to shit on the movie so bad that he's willing to say that because that girl was a android, you can't call her a she. But like he said, Terminators are androids. Technically, you call them he. You call Vision he. It's just like, come on, bro. You refer to animals as he and she in other films, like Rocket Raccoon's a he. You know, it's like, come on. It's
Because, you know, what else do we really have at this point?
See? Drinker doesn't even believe in drinking.
this you?
Bullshit. So why do you?
Stuff like this is why women's fiction should be banned.
And that's what makes it more disingenuous, is because clearly that android is supposed to be a woman. Clearly. It's not like they look ambiguous with an ambiguous voice that you don't really know what to call it. But it was clearly supposed to be a woman, and you just like, no, you're calling an android a woman. It's not a woman. Like, come on, bro.
What even is this? The concept that a biological being has a romantic relationship with a synthetic being is why women's fiction should be banned? So Blade Runner is women's fiction now? Pretty fucking sure Deckard had a baby with Rachel in that franchise. How about Ex Machina? Or The Creator? Or any of the thousands of science fiction stories where a man falls in love with an android? This is one of the most common tropes in science fiction, so much so, it could be called a subgenre. What is this man ever talking about?
Jesus, the amount of glazing this film's been getting on social media would have you believe it's the best thing since the 1987 original.
Well, why you gotta find a way to shit on something all the time?
In fact, according to Rotten Tomatoes, it's actually better, and it's not even close.
It's all bullshit. All of it.
Fuck off, Rotten Tomatoes. This is why nobody listens to professional reviewers anymore. Whatever the cost of
What was a
selling
good
your
movie?
soul to your corporate overlords, I hope it was worth it, you bunch of dicks.
Way to reveal you don't know how Rotten Tomatoes works in 2025, even though on their website they explicitly tell you the percentage is the amount of people that gave it a positive score.
I don't want to read all this. Oh, I heard The Creator. I heard it was good.
Welcome to Rotten Tomatoes,
Thank
home of the
God.
famous Tomato Meter rating system for nearly
did not
every
wanna
movie
read
or
that.
show. So, what is the Tomato Meter, and how can it help you on your quest for the ultimate watch sesh? The Tomato Meter is our exclusive rating system for
It's interesting because I actually don't know how they system work. I know what everything means. I know what's good, what's okay, what's bad, but I don't know how they do it.
movies and shows. Each title's Tomato Meter score measures the percentage of positive reviews from professional Tomato Meter approved
Right,
critics,
Torian.
published in everything from newspapers and magazines to top websites, blogs, and podcasts. The Tomato Meter includes opinions from thousands of critics from a wide variety of backgrounds and cultural perspectives. We don't pay any of them and don't rate reviews ourselves. If 60% or more of the reviews are positive, it's fresh. Less than 60% of the reviews, it's rotten. And if a title reaches 75% or higher on the Tomato Meter and meets other guidelines, it's certified fresh. Some of the reviews on the Tomato Meter are submitted directly by Tomato Meter approved critics, while others are added by staff curators who determine whether they're generally positive or negative. But what if a review seems to land in the middle? Well, in that case, our team needs to vote. We'll even reach out to critics directly for clarification.
And even if you don't trust the
Damn.
professional
That was pretty thorough, and I think that's fair. I think that's a good way to do it.
critics, this is how the audience has ranked the Predator films. The main difference between the two lists is that the first Predator movie is now in 3rd place instead of 5th place, and Prey is 4th instead of 2nd. Otherwise,
Wait, what?
this is how the audience has ranked the Predator films. The main difference between the two lists is that the first Predator movie is now in 3rd place instead of 5th place, and Prey is 4th instead of 2nd.
Oh, is he basing? Okay, he's basing it off the audience score. He's basing it off the audience score. Okay. Schwarzenegger's was 3rd, but critics ain't like that shit.
Otherwise, critics and audiences agree that Badlands, Killers, and Prey are among the best films in the franchise,
Yeah.
and Predator 2 and The Predator are the worst films in the franchise. Regardless, the film we are currently talking about is considered the best film in the franchise, according to the audience score, a metric we all already know you accept. And what are you getting mad at Rotten Tomatoes for anyway? The current score it has is from modern critics pumping its score up due to it now being considered a classic. In its time, the film was shit on by critics. Look at your favorite outlet Variety back in the 80s, and how back then, they thought Predator's action was a compensation for its tissue-thin plot. How about Michael Wilmington's review back in 1987 for the Los Angeles Times, where he stated Predator has arguably one of the emptiest, feeblest...
This nigga make sure this nigga went back to 1987 to look at the damn reviews. Jesus Christ, he be going in.
most derivative scripts ever made as a major studio movie. How about Rita Kempley's review for the Washington Post, where she says the Predator isn't scary and that scarier critters have checked into roach motels? Oh, I can do this all day. Here's a newspaper article by Jack Curry, who states that Predator is a typical Hollywood...
Bro, this nigga literally has a news article from 87 with fucking review of the movie. Damn, they gave it 1.5 stars out of 4. Jesus.
hybrid of previously successful movies and gave it 1.5 stars.
Oh my God.
Ouch. Marcia McCready said Arnold looked great, but she would have been better off getting a poster of him in mud than paying $5 for Predator. Yeah, that 64% is starting to look real generous, ain't it?
Yeah.
But if your only source is the drinker, you have no idea that Will is lying to you. He's making it seem as if this film's score is the result of modern film critics, when contemporary film critics are the ones that boosted the score to where it is in the first place.
Hey, that's fucking crazy, man. That it's just like shit like that. That's the type of shit that make me want to really, when I do my video essay videos, that's the type of shit that make me really want to go hard. Like, this nigga like did the metrics to point out the fact that when the shit came out, people hated it. And looking back, people reviewing it now after fucking 30 years, 30 plus years, fucking almost 40 years, people now are bringing the score of the movie up while he's sitting here trying to act like this was the best Predator.
Go
Golly.
on, check for yourself. Almost every bad review of Predator on Rotten Tomatoes is a link that takes you to newspaper articles from the 1980s. So much for that talking point.
Anyway, let's talk about this unholy union twixt Predator and Disney, shall we? The movie kicks off on the Predator homeworld, which funnily enough looks almost exactly like the other planet where the bulk of this film takes place. Hats off for the imaginative environmental design, chaps. Anyway, for that reason, I'm gonna call it generic alien planet number 1, because that's all it is.
That is a blatant lie. The movie begins on Yautja Prime, specifically the part of Yautja Prime that is almost exclusively a desert biome. As far as we know, Yautja Prime has 2 biomes, a lush jungle and a vast desert. Due to this, there are two main types of predators, the jungle hunters and the desert hunters. This makes Dek and his brother desert Yautja, which are different to jungle Yautja, explaining why Dek looks a little different to predators like the one Dutch faced. In this film, we are only shown the desert area of Yautja Prime. This is important because the planet Dek finds himself for the rest of the movie is a planet with a large variety in its biomes, from a lush jungle to open fields of razor-sharp grass. It could be that because the drinker's clearly using low-quality cam rip footage of the film that he can't tell the difference between the two planets, but that's his fault for stealing this film. Either way, the critical drinker is lying.
I know what you
to
meant, bro.
This is also where we meet our main man, Dek, but henceforth I shall name him Lumpy because it gives me literally seconds of amusement.
Yeah, it's clear as day that he ripped that video, the movie.
And I need to take whatever wins I can get from this one. Anyway, Lumpy is preparing to go on his first hunt.
He bogus as hell for even using it.
So that he can become a fully fledged member of his clan, but his toxically masculine dad has other ideas and instead orders his brother to kill him because he's the runt of the litter.
But where did he get that stuff? Was this in the previews or something?
The situation soon goes the way of your average Scottish...
That had looked better than the other footage.
Wedding, and Lumpy ends up crash landing on generic alien planet number 2, where his mission is to find and kill the Kalisk, the most powerful and dangerous animal on the planet, and return victorious to generic alien planet number 1 so that he can take revenge on his toxically masculine dads. I mean, call me crazy here, but why not just go straight back there and kill him anyway? I mean, it's not like he's gonna have you back even if you do succeed. Whatever. Let's just go with it so that the rest of the plot can happen.
This sounds suspiciously like the drinker didn't actually watch the film. Okay. Dek's purpose is to be accepted by his clan. Simply killing his father doesn't mean the clan will accept him. He needs to follow the protocols of his race and do the thing that will deem him worthy. You say this as if others within the clan aren't close to as tough as his father. If he offs his dad, but another...
I will say, though, like, I know he ripped the movie clearly, but I be like, even when like Birdman or like Cinema Sins do their movies, or any of these movie critics, they be having clear footage of the goddamn movie in their reviews before the shit even hit streaming or is on sale or anything. I don't know how they be getting that shit. Do they just find a good quality and just be on the hush? Because I'm like, y'all be getting good quality of the shit and show it while the shit's still in theaters.
Tough member of the clan assumes his father's role, then he'll have to kill him, and so on. The goal is to become a valuable member of his society, something your audience knows nothing about.
So generic alien planet number 2 turns out to be a hostile, danger-filled hellhole where literally every animal, plant, and object wants to kill you. It's a bit like Australia, except the locals are more friendly. Anyway, this is where Lumpy runs into quirky android lady who was part of a Weyland-Yutani expedition to the planet until her team got attacked and torn apart, literally, by the Kalisk. Oh yeah, and she can speak fluent Predator. How? Don't know.
Okay, now it really sounds like you didn't watch the movie. They literally tell you how and why she can speak Yautja.
Yautja! Yautja, rengayon daw. Is this better? Universal translation. You hear Yautja, others hear their language. Predatory organisms are my specific area of expertise.
Damn, this
I've
looks
studied
shit.
Yautja extensively. Here, ask me anything. I bet I have the answer.
You all are going to have to forgive me for using the same camera
Dude,
the drinker
bogus
is
as hell.
using.
Why the fuck you just... How you just straight up say for some reason, and they explicitly explained it. Oh yeah, James Arnold was that dude back in the day, man. What the hell? Okay, T, that makes sense, but I don't know if Birdman one of those people. Maybe, because he reviews movies. Maybe he is, but...
The only way that I can prove this man is lying. I actually have evidence up on my Twitter that I paid for the film and watched it legally. I'm only doing this to provide evidence.
She makes some vague reference to other predators visiting the planet and talking to her, which makes no sense really because Lumpy's brother specifically said they don't go there because they're all afraid of the Kalisk.
Incorrect buzzer noises. First of all, she didn't say or imply that she spoke to other Yautja. As you saw in the footage I provided, she specifically had to turn on her Yautja-specific translator after trying to communicate a few times, which she wouldn't had to have done if she'd been communicating with other predators already. Second, how would the predators be afraid of something they've never actually encountered, Will? Dek's brother only says that he can't allow Dek to go to Guinea, not that no other Yautja ever goes there. I swear, you should donate your body to science. They're sure to find your brain has worse CTE than Antonio Brown.
Also, what are the chances that they'd land right in the very location where she just so happens to be, and not just immediately kill her? Matter of fact, what are the odds that Lumpy would just so happen to run into her as well, when he could have landed literally anywhere on the whole—
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think he probably is part of SAG because he does do voice acting. So maybe.
Planet. This was all very lucky, wasn't it?
What is this weird CinemaSins-like question, Will? If your aunt had a dick, she'd be your uncle. Why are we playing the convenience game when literally every single thing to ever happen was convenient for this specific reality to exist? Say your mom tripped and broke her tailbone just before she originally happened to meet your father. Then they missed their fateful encounter, you are no longer born, and this video doesn't exist. This is not real film criticism, and I need you people to understand this. You don't criticize a film for what didn't, could have, or what you wanted to happen. You criticize a film for what did happen. You can play this game with every single movie in history.
I don't like. I've done that sometimes when I watch movies, like or when I give my opinion on movies. I do kind of be like, they should have did this. But it's kind of like a way of saying it's a way of explaining how you don't like what they did do, because when you just be like, I don't like that they did this, but you don't offer up something you think is better, it feels like you're just complaining to complain. So I don't know, like I get what he's saying, like you could just always have endless, they did this when they could have did this, they did this when they could have did that, but then it kind of breaks down like, well, then it's not a movie, it's not entertaining, there's no build up, there's no mystery. So it's kind of like that, but when I complain about, like we said, when we was talking about Sinners, like Jew was like, I don't like how fast the sun came up. It just seemed like it happened so fast, and I agree. I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, they could have at least, signified, made a moment where it's like the sun's coming up. We could almost make it out of here alive or whatever. They could have signified that the sun was coming. It just seemed like it came suddenly. So I don't know how that's not a valid critique. He's saying like you can't critique for what they didn't do, but how else can I illustrate that I didn't like the fact that it seemed like the sun came up suddenly, and also that they just stood out there and died. You know what I'm saying? Like they just stayed out there and died and they didn't have to. No, it was good. I think people did overhype Sinners, but it was really good though. I think people did the most. But it was still a good movie. People said about every horror movie. Yeah, when they be like, oh, why did they, you always complain when you want somebody to live and shit, like they shouldn't have died.
Like Terminator 2, Will, why did the T-800 not just go slightly back in time and prevent the T-1000 from ever going into the past by destroying the time machine? Oh, because it's a causal loop, meaning that doing that would prevent them from ever sending the T-800 into the past to destroy the machine in the first place? Well, that would mean Skynet's entire plan was pointless, because if the time travel in that film is a causal loop and everything that was meant to happen had already happened, then sending the T-1000 back in time makes no sense and the film's logic entirely breaks down. You see how I just ruined Terminator?
I ain't gonna lie, he made me just want to watch Terminator 2 again. He made me just want to watch that shit.
2. Movies aren't meant to be watched this way. If there is an egregious logical error, then shoot.
Now, Deal, you can't watch any movie under that premise. You can't just watch a movie and make everything realistic. Otherwise, it wouldn't be entertaining.
Or criticize away. But this nitpicky
movie didn't do what I think it should have done
form of media discourse is something that needed to die 10 years ago.
Anyway, pretty soon they strike up a deal. Quirky android lady will help him find and kill the Kalisk if he'll take her back to her base camp so that she can be repaired and rescued. And many wacky shenanigans ensue. They're even joined by a cute little alien named Bud who wants to be part of the gang as well. But can they hope to take down the most powerful killing machine in the universe so that he can finally confront his toxically masculine dad? Is Quirky android lady hiding a secret from Lumpy? And what became of her sister Tessa, who also went missing during the expedition? The answer, of course, is who the fuck cares?
About 95% of the audience that has purchased a ticket on Fandango.
Like I said earlier, your ability to enjoy Predator Badlands is all going to depend on your perspective here. If you're somehow able to forget the whole Predator thing and just see this film as a generic sci-fi adventure movie with light-hearted comedy undertones that's clearly been geared towards a younger audience, then there's probably some enjoyment to be had here.
This sounds like someone who has made up their mind before the movie ever came out. Something you would never do, I'm sure. But also someone who is taking a shot at the large majority of people who did enjoy this movie. See, you're doing the same thing you did with Prey. You incessantly bitched about that movie before it released because there was a female protagonist. But when the film dropped, you had no choice but to begrudgingly admit.
Patrick, they had the memories, but they didn't have to, they weren't like under his command, right? I thought they weren't under his command. That was a difference. Like they had the memories, but I didn't know it was kind of like, because they was all, you had to kill each one separately. They didn't have to, you don't kill Remick and they died. In Sinners, it was, you had to kill that vampire.
You were bullshitting everyone. I mean, this was your take days before your actual review dropped, where you're very clearly lying to.
So before he did his review, he said, "Damn, what's this 2022?" So he had a tweet in 2022 about a Predator. I don't know which film he's talking about. Well, I've heard surprisingly good things about Prey, the Prey movie. Time to find out whether it's better than the trailer. Then he said, so Prey was not great, definitely not as bad as the trailer suggests, but overlong and slow, predictable with cheesy dialogue, heavy-handed pandering to female empowerment, not great acting, and weird attempts to reference the other movies. Better than The Predator, at least, though.
Everyone, only to release your video days later with this title.
Then he titled his review, Prey, no masterpiece, but surprisingly good. Yeah, that's not the same as his tweet where he, oh God, what's good, Fantasy Island Girl?
Like, how do you even look in the mirror without recoiling?
No, Rasta, I still got that on my watch list. I gotta watch Prey because I heard it was good.
Just like with Prey, you're doing a bit where you're trying to gauge the audience temperature before you fully commit to what you actually want to do, which is shit on another Disney product. Just like with Prey, the audience likes this thing, including those in your own audience, so you have to admit the film is good, but in a roundabout way, by saying, you'll enjoy this if you're younger, or if you forget this is supposed to be a Predator project. Bullshit. A good film is a good film. If you don't like it, say that and accept that others have a different opinion than you. That's what a real critic does. Says his piece irrespective of the audience's opinions. You're trying to cozy up to your audience and tell them what you think they want to hear, like the true grifter that you are. And I can't blame you. Grifting does work, and it's given you a lot of success. The only problem is, I'm up your ass like a colonoscopy, and video by video, I'm waking people up to your shenanigans, Will. It's only a matter of time before you're as irrelevant as CinemaSins.
I think that he could have came up with something better than like a colonoscopy. He usually got wittier bars than that. That's not one of my favorites.
Yeah, I did that too.
Damn, he taking credit for tanking CinemaSins views. I haven't watched CinemaSins in a while. And I ain't gonna lie, he fuck around and ruined it for me. But he doesn't do it over every movie. But sometimes, like, when they did Friday, I was like, okay, I'm like, what the fuck y'all finna say about Friday? They did Friday like 3 years ago. And I was like, the fuck you gotta say about Friday? And it was bad. It was really bad. The Friday CinemaSins was bad. I think the Home Alone 2 one was a little good. They did some where it's like they call out some shit. Like Home Alone 2, they called out some stuff that was pretty good. That's one that sticks out.
The visuals are mostly fine. There's fun little action sequences to keep you amused, a likeable underdog protagonist with a clear emotional arc, and a well-worn but still effective central theme of friendship, loyalty, and redemption. That's all very nice, and on that basis, Badlands more or less works as a slightly dumb, undemanding, but reliable sort of movie that doesn't ask too much from its audience. Here's the problem though, it's not a generic sci-fi adventure movie, it's a fucking Predator movie, and that name comes with some pretty important expectations. You don't walk into a Predator movie looking for a quirky body adventure with cutesy animals and family drama any more than you'd walk into a Saw movie looking for a romantic comedy. Honestly, go watch the original Predator, then skip straight to this thing and just think about what you've witnessed. The difference in tone, style, and intent is more jarring than taking an F1 car to 200 miles per hour and throwing it into reverse.
That's probably because there has been nearly 40 years of filmmaking that has happened between the two films, Will. We've learned that audiences expect a whole lot more than the simplistic concepts that worked on our parents, and more importantly, that the macho action hero schlock of the 80s belongs in the 80s.
Yeah, I don't know if that shit is the same anymore. We don't even get like the solo action movies in the same way anymore, like The Transporter, you know what I'm saying? Shit like you said, Terminator. I guess like The Transporter was the next version of the Rambos and Terminators and stuff. The action mostly where they stick to more fighting than shooting and stuff. Jason Statham style. We got tired of y'all know the boy with the kidnapped child. I gave up on that shit after the second one. I think it's like 4 of them. You know, like genres die. That's why I'm a little worried about the Wayans coming back with Scary Movie. I'm gonna see it regardless because I love the Wayans. I will pretty much no, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't see every single thing, but I seen almost every movie a Wayans is in. I've seen almost every movie a Wayans has done or is in. So I don't know how Scary Movie will fly in this day and Taken. Thank you. I don't know how Scary Movie will fly at this day and age. You're right. John Wick did reinvent it, but I think it needs to stop. You know, like I think they can be done with John Wick. I think John Wick kind of did something different with the way they shot it, with the with no cuts and everything. Like Keanu Reeves took that shit serious and he did all his stunts and they shot it so beautifully. And I don't think there's many movies where people had them fly ass gun tricks. Like fucking Wanted didn't really do it. That was different. But I didn't see Jason Bourne. I didn't see the Bourne. I heard Bourne was good. I did see Little Man. I was thinking about it. I didn't see that. I actually did see some of that haunted the house. What was the one the call where they was the haunted house one? I think I even saw that. I saw Little Man, of course. I saw The Sixth Man. I've seen damn near everything Wayans is in. Joanna Man with Kim. I've seen it. What's up with all the mans?
Otherwise, you're asking for another generic Predator film, and that's how we got The Predator. Besides, your criteria are beyond silly.
Probably my favorite movie ever is Major Payne, so.
What 40-year-old franchise feels the same in its latest film as it does its first? Like, what are you even asking for? If all you want is the original Predator, go watch the original Predator. Literally no
Right.
one is forcing you to watch this. You did that to yourself.
The
You
Sixth
already
Man-
made up your mind to dislike this film
Sixth
6
Man
months
is
ago.
good.
So why did you even go see it? Oh, because shitting on things makes you a lot of money?
Yeah, and that's what I truly do. Like, I don't want to. It is grifting. Blank Man is in my top 10. Blank Man's in my top 10, but I think Major Payne is like top 3, if not 1. Major Payne is top 3. It probably is 1. But yes, it's just so like. When you're in this loop, I feel like if he makes a review that's good, nobody's going to watch it, which makes me feel like why he didn't do Sinners on his main page. Why didn't you put Sinners on your main page? Everybody was talking about Sinners. It's either because they black or because you actually liked it and couldn't shit on it, so you didn't want to put it on here. I feel like if he does do movies that he likes on his main page, it's because it's a white macho movie. It's just so fucking weird.
Well then, you're not really a movie reviewer and you should probably stop pretending
Oh, Rasta, you need to see Blank Man.
you are one. There's no need at this point. You're just a right-wing mouthpiece that hates everything that's not like you.
It's insane to think these two movies even belong to the same franchise. Quippy humor and animal sidekicks absolutely do not belong anywhere near a Predator movie. I mean, why do you think Shane Black's film was such a gigantic clusterfuck? I don't exactly consider Prey a masterpiece either, but it definitely is compared to this thing because at least it took itself and its characters seriously. I
Oh, now you want to compliment it when you got to compare it to this. Come on.
can't take any of Badlands seriously because the film itself treats every fight and plot event as a joke.
Once again, Drinker is lying to you. The majority of the film's comedic aspect
Wow,
comes
CK,
from
I
Thea,
didn't
the
know that.
android, and the majority of that is front-loaded in her introduction, which is a film technique meant to contrast her against the extremely
That's such a
serious and
shame.
violent young
That's such a
Yautja.
shame.
The beginning of this film, which is roughly the first 22 minutes,
Like the fact that that you pin yourself as a review channel, but if a movie is good, you can't put it on your main channel. That's fucking insane. That should tell you something. The people that watch it don't give a fuck though. They just want their opinions validated because they believe this shit that movies today just suck.
shows Deck nearly being killed by his brother in a duel, his father trying to force his brother to kill him,
It's
and his
so
brother refusing
sad.
to do so and getting
It's so
dismembered and
sad.
beheaded for his defiance. Then Deck crash lands on a planet where literally everything is trying to kill him, even the grass. None of this is played for comedy, and it's almost non-stop Predator action up until the android appears. The animal sidekick Drinker is talking about is one of the most ruthless and dangerous creatures in the film. So yes, while the film has these moments of levity,
Oh
the way
yeah,
Drinker
Torian, I don't know if you was here. Like, that's a big part of what I don't know if you was here when I said that. I was like, or Birdman pointed it out, but I'm like, if this wasn't made by Disney, he probably would praise it. If it was the exact same movie. Talking about Predator locks go crazy. You just racist. You think niggas with locks look like that. That's why.
describes them is as if they overpower the film, and they do not. This movie has more Predator action than the original Predator film, and that's because this Yautja has a chip on his shoulder and is in the business of proving himself at all times, which makes him one of the hardest Predators to ever do it. If you're looking for that macho bullshit Drinker is talking about from the first movie, yeah, this movie has that. That's why every single non-grifting movie critic is telling you this is a good movie.
Yeah, the movie was good. And I'm surprised to be saying that, because I went into this movie a little Scrooge-esque, a little bah humbugging, because from the first trailer, I thought, like, yeah, this could be entertaining, but, the last big screen Predator film, Predator 2018, was unbelievably horrible. That was complete dog shit.
And that would be a good time. No alcohol required.
Rasta,
I can't
shut the-
say anything more. Like from a Predator fan's perspective, from somebody that just wanted to see these characters like Predators treated as actual characters and not just monsters, which has always been what's made them interesting. It feels like the filmmaking process behind this, they got it. I just had a great time with it. The music.
You said it, Watts. I'm sorry.
The movie
I just
has
read
an
it.
identity. Like they have these chanting themes and shit. My God, man, it was great. I don't think I could say it. I want to go see it again.
Hell, even grifters are telling you this is a good movie.
I enjoyed myself. I'm a happy Predator franchise fan. 4 out of 5. Woo!
Message.
And don't even get me started on Lumpy's creature design. Like, how the fuck does a movie from 1987 look
Yeah, Torian, if she's the voice of Rosalina, you know they gonna come at her neck.
better than $100 million Disney project with cutting-edge special effects?
They probably over there like... They probably over there just waiting. Oh, my God.
On so far backwards.
Dek appears different than Jungle Hunter for a few different reasons. Firstly, Jungle Hunter is a jungle...
Yeah, Albert, I'm going to probably see it sometime this week.
Yautja, who is a member of a clan from a different part of Yautja Prime. Think of this in terms of dog breeds. One is a Shiba Inu, the other is a Husky. They look very similar, but different, and that's because they're from different parts of the planet and bred for different purposes. Dek is a desert Yautja from a different clan. On top of that, Dek is a runt, and that's why his father wanted to kill him, because being a runt made his father's lineage appear weak. Despite still being taller than most men, Dek is tiny compared to his own brother, who was then slightly smaller than their father. And their father looks like this. Now, I don't know why you've decided to specifically pick on the protagonists of the film when clearly they can over-design a predator in the film. The issue is that Dek looks the way he does on purpose, as it is the driver of the story. He's young and a runt. The entire reason he's sent to the other planet is to prove himself. Like, this is literally the plot of the film. The predator in the original film is an experienced hunter, probably hundreds of years older than Dek. As you can see, Dek's father appears more or less similar to the original film's antagonist and is far more detailed than that character.
I don't know. He looked more like Dek to me, honestly. The original Predator looked like Dek.
I honestly can't emphasize enough how soul-crushingly horrible a downgrade this actually is.
Ironically, Drinker sounds
Tori.
like Dek's father. The entire reason Dek's father hates him is because of how he looks. He is agreeing with the character from the film and the filmmakers themselves, who went for this look on purpose, but is somehow treating this as a negative of the film itself. You can't make this shit up.
Then there's just the stuff that's straight up irritating, the biggest of which is by far...
But to be fair, though, I wonder if he means how he looks as far as aesthetically, which proves Birdman's point, or does he mean like... I guess if he meant CGI or makeup, he would have said that, I guess. I don't know. Trying to cut him slack, but that's funny if he was really basically on the same accordance of what they were trying to do.
Our quirky android lady.
You didn't think we'd make it out of a Drinker video without some anti-woman rhetoric, did you? Silly rabbit. Also, I thought robots didn't have genders, Will. See how quickly he abandoned that as soon as it became convenient to do so?
Holy fuck, man. The moment she shows up on screen, my urge to ram my fist through the TV rose about 500%.
Notice how he said TV and not theater screen? Yeah, this man stole this film by watching a cam rip, and that's why he thinks Yautja Prime looks like Ginna.
Snitches get stitches, bro.
Why on earth would you program a synth for a high-priority mission like this to act like some ditzy bimbo with Tourette's?
The movie answers that question too.
Do you know why Mother gave us feelings? So we could understand the creatures on this planet and exploit them.
God damn, did you watch the movie or not?
Right, like...
The more I think about it, the more I realize
Right, Torian,
this is
he
literally
did.
a Disney-fied version of the Predator, neutered and toothless, with all the tropes and...
It's like he just flat out is lying about shit in the movie. Like, you're just saying, like, oh, we don't know why this happened. And they explicitly say... I ain't see it rocking. I don't know. I mean, clearly that's CGI, this big-ass thing. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably a good amount of both.
An emotionally vulnerable hero on a quest to take down a monster, a sinister family member working against them, a quirky sidekick for comedy banter, a cute little animal friend for merchandising purposes, and a sequel bait ending to help set up an extended cinematic universe.
The Critical Drinker has discovered the hero's journey, a storytelling structure that is
Yeah, I'm sure they got to use CGI to get, like, the tusk moving and stuff.
true or partially true for nearly every single adventure story in history. What I'm saying is, he is true or partially
Oh, the hero's journey.
true for nearly every single adventure story in history. What I'm saying is, he thinks he's describing Disney's structure, when the only reason he thinks that is because a lot of Disney movies are adventure stories and thus follow that same structure. I mean, hell, he's roughly describing the first Star Wars movie, an emotionally vulnerable hero on a quest to take down a monster, a sinister family member working against him, a quirky sidekick for comedy banter, and a cute little animal friend for merchandising purposes. The main difference is that Star Wars didn't end on a cliffhanger, but we all know that spawned a cinematic universe, and Predator is already a cinematic universe, so that's a wash.
The realization that just like Alien, this is what the Predator franchise has devolved into.
Yeah, he posted his trip.
Financial
I don't know if it was in my server or yours, Watts.
Commodity instead of a sharp and violent artistic endeavor, reshaped and remolded into a safe, inoffensive, focus-tested corporate product, ready to be churned out by the truckload until it becomes financially unviable.
Cool. Did you just imply the first Predator was a sharp and violent artistic endeavor? Hey, what do we think of that claim, Jungle Hunter? If the reviews from the 80s didn't clue you in, the first Predator, which I personally liked, was seen as a generic ripoff of Rambo and Arnold's own Commando up until the Yautja appeared, and then it was seen as a ripoff of Alien, but done worse. People didn't even care about the creature. Most of the discussion was about Arnold himself and how, along with Commando, he was doing movies that weren't measuring up to his own Terminator flick, garnering comparisons to what Stallone had accomplished with Rocky and First Blood. Among its contemporaries, it was seen as a generic action flick that had no real staying power and was then followed up by a significantly worse sequel that didn't even feature the original protagonist. Predators was a return to form, but it kind of came and went, and then The Predator was complete ass. Prey, Killers, and Badlands are breathing new life into the franchise, and if this is where we are headed, well then you can keep that boomer bait from the 80s, my guy. And this is coming from a fan of the original Predator.
Well, it is pretty interesting to know that the three newest Predator films have performed the best. That is pretty interesting. Jeanne, what's good?
Based on the opening weekend projections, that eventuality might come sooner than expected.
You mean the projections that were completely wrong? Yeah, you might want to stop talking about the box office.
Damn. Okay. 40 mil, 79 worldwide. Damn, okay.
Critical drinker. You're like 6 for 24, Kobe. You might want to pass the ball to Ron Artest. Anyway, that's all he had for us today. Your bog standard critical drinker video. Lying about things that can be easily verified, misinformation that makes even the dumbest of us squint our eyes in disbelief, and shitting on the female character in a film for no real reason. His summation of this being a good movie but a bad Predator movie is bullshit. It is both a good movie and a good Predator movie. But the problem is, you have to actually see it to know that. There is a reason this movie is receiving a ton of positive buzz, and that's simply because it's a good movie. You know, unlike this garbage.
Oh no, I hate when it play and it's too fast because that shit be slapping. Okay. That was good. I mean, Critical Drinker does it to himself at this point. That's all I could really say. But since they took it down, this would be funny to watch.
Have I listened to
Let's watch Watts react to the No Women track while I go use the bathroom. Everybody keep asking about it. Watts did a reaction to it in real time, and they took it down everywhere. They don't have the live up. Can't watch their video, none of that. So let's watch Watts' reaction to it. And I gotta use a bathroom.
The song is called No Women? Okay, hold up. Y'all won't mind if I play it real quick, right? You guys have piqued my interest. Hold up. No women! No women! No women! Oh God, I did not hear him say that, dog. Oh God, I promise you, I did not hear him say that. When the did he say that? Yo, you know what type of energy that's giving? I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna listen to the song first, and then I'm gonna show y'all the same exact energy that shit is giving. That is hilarious.
Preach, would you agree with the sentiment? No women. Yeah? No women?
No women.
All right, good.
I remember the ferry boat party. I did.
Now you're coming on? The best song ever? You wanna play it right now? I want everybody to the dance floor. No women! No women! No women! No women!
Yo. This man is never beating the allegations. I agree.
Oh, so you got a girl now. You changed.
Man, self-improvement takes all day. Spend time with your girl. That's gay. Spend time with your boy.
I'm not gonna lie, I think this shit harder than White Zaddy. Both of them hard, but this shit fire. I think it's because he put more work into the lyrics.
Hey,
I think it's because he had more work in the lyrics. What was he screaming for? She said, "There's nobody in there. Why are you screaming?"
Bruh, this a bop. Bro, rubbing on their thighs is insane. What the?
Yeah, Michael, I think this is harder than the White Zaddy.
Did he do this with
the
AI?
lyrics, the fact that he put the lyrics, this shit hard. I'm talking to you. Smooth 19.
I'm talking to you. If you're ready to find your virgin.
That sound like a straight R. Kelly AI.
With no expertise, no.
Hey!
He did play with his nipple.
Wait.
he was tapping on his nipple.
Homie in the back is a little off.
Not the prime
Look at homeboy right here. Why is he playing with his nipple?
It makes absolutely no sense that this shit that hard.
How did they go back and get all this footage?
This exactly
bro?
what's gonna make people want to fuck with AI.
To do this?
You can't make something like this on AI
and why is he playing
and expect people not to fuck with it.
Did y'all peep? Look at this.
No wife. Say that don't sound like R. Kelly. No women. That sounds straight like R. Kelly, bro. I don't want no women, no. I just find it funny that all these guys hang around each other and have no problem being intimate with men, but with women is just such an issue with them. It's so crazy.
It's
like
bad.
You can hear R. Kelly singing this shit.
It's so funny actually because you know this is gonna piss Myron off, and you know he's just going to keep playing the same clip over and over and over again about ABBA being milked by a woman. You know that's exactly what he's gonna do. But the thing is, it was by a woman, bro. You over here, no women on the dance floor. No women. I need all dicks. I need chest hairs on the dance floor. I need muscle.
Oh, God.
Huh? Baby oil Astroglide on the dance floor. I don't need nothing feminine on the dance floor. All men. That's the red pill way.
No, I don't want no women, no wife, no pussy, no wife, no pussy, no, I don't want no women. Boy, this is no women. Spending time with my boys behind.
Rubbing on that thigh.
I don't want no women. Boy, this is no wife, no pussy, no pussy, no women, no wife.
Oh, okay. That shit's so fucking funny. I'm finna start sweating. Baby oil Astroglide. Yeah, man. These niggas is crazy, bro. This nigga finna make a whole new career. They said they switching shit up this year, and he done tapped into his music side. Man, look. Oh, man. Okay. So, well, since we already talking about Myron and his no women, he just uploaded a video today. The Akaash situation is way worse than I thought. Now, I'm going to preface this. I have no fucking idea what's in this video. But I think this is going to be one of two things happening. I think he's either, he made a bunch of shorts. To my understanding, this is his first, full video on this situation. So he's either, gonna rehash that shit that he already knew and try to act like he has some new information and it's not really going to be new. Or B, he might actually have something more, but it's not going to be like worse than we thought, I should say. It's not going to be worse than we thought. If y'all get what I'm saying. It's going to be like, oh, nigga, that ain't worse than what we already seen. So, let's see.
What I find corny is my preference is not my women.
We already starting off with him watching something that's already been made.
Now, I thought it was I'm not dating my women, period, which is the corniest human being outside of a criminal to me, period.
Akaash only dates Brown. Akaash has been with one girl in his life who is his wife.
That's my wife. That's an
so
Indian
this
woman
is
that
like
works for
loyal
me.
through and through.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So popping my pussy and living my best life in these white boy frat houses. I'm actively trying.
So, ain't this Myron's clip he's looking at? Ain't this his own clip? Or somebody that made his clip, if I'm not mistaken?
To have an orgy and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband. You just know that Nav's dick is like at least 10 inches. Okay, I have two butthole stories. So one time I met this guy on Tinder and I like woke up in the morning and like my asshole was a little sore. Oh my God.
This is just crazy. This is just so crazy to say as a married woman.
And I remember, what kind of porn do you watch when you use a vibrator?
I just think my imagination is vibration enough. I'm just thinking of like my own husband while I'm like doing it.
Wait, that's kind of baller, but I can never do that.
Yeah. And so I was using you and your husband's finances.
Right.
And I'm gonna be
These are the women the red pill try to warn you about. Like,
really fucking on.
I don't.
We don't.
We don't.
We don't.
First of all, that's a fucking red flag.
Said it was hard to hear because he said it's way worse than I thought, and I'm good. I was gonna hear him out, but as I just tried to hover over this this line, I tried to scrub it. I'm like, it looked like he just finna rehash this shit.
Man that doesn't want to have a joint bank account or isn't being transparent with his
Nah,
account.
she ain't got no OF. That would have came out.
Or has separate accounts, that's a fucking red flag. This is not a two-way street. This is a one-way street. His money is our money and my money is my money.
My money!
I never watched that show, but like he's on my hall pass list.
Yeah.
See, now that's the type of shit I think you could get away with if you're trying to be like a comedic personality with a podcast. You could get away with that. That's like whatever. That's like the stereotypical stay-at-home wife joke shit. My money is my money. Like, that'll probably get a pass. This missing dick in college shit and your husband dick probably 10 inches, all that shit, fam. Right now, I don't know how old she is. She said she went to college in 2011. She was probably 18. So how old would that make her now? She probably like, probably her early 30s. Akaash is like 37. Oh, no. Yes, they're like 10 years apart. Akaash is like 37 or 38, so she's like 27. She's between 27 and 29.
Oh, yeah. Chase Crawford, Jacob Elordi, Austin Butler.
Do you know why I think I have like a good marriage?
Is
I
this
think
all
it's
just the fucking intro, bro? Fucking damn, bro.
Interview, right, guys? She goes and does an interview on YouTube. This right here.
Okay, I think he not finna have no new info. As I'm looking through this, he's finna rehash all the shit we've seen already and probably just try to just dig the knife deeper. But Myron, you're not funny or insightful. He's 41. Oh, I was way off. I thought he was born like 87, right? Does that math add up? No, I thought he was born in 87. Oh, shit. Oh, 84. I was wrong. I thought he was born in 87, y'all. So he's 41. So she's like 32. She's like 32. So she's 32 now. I thought he was like 37 or some shit. Because they're like 9 years apart. Myron finna rehash shit we saw already. Bro, I tried to. Look, even when Myron gets a dub, he just don't know how to. Like, don't title this video "It was worse than I thought" after you posted. You're reacting to clips that you posted as if it's new information. What the fuck?
in 5 hours, so tensions are a little high.
We're leaving for Paris in 5 hours. I wonder who paid for this trip.
Also just redid our.
Bro, Myron is so fucking lame. My God. At least when I was digging the knife deeper with Stevie, it was always something new. Like, we didn't fucking react to the same shit. It was when it was some new goddamn info, not rehashing shit that that's been posted already and everybody done showed. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't Myron use all of this shit on his Twitter? He shouldn't have used all this shit and just made the fucking video.
All right, so here we go again.
He should have made the video and then clipped up parts and made these Twitter posts. He should have came out with the video first.
And the embarrassment ritual never ends. This comes from Base345. Thank you for that, bro. Thank you for sending me this, my ninja.
I get so painfully nostalgic for college.
It's the same shit.
Maybe.
I just know that Nav's dick is like at least
Images like men do sexually. They use their brain. This is why novels, I mean, this is biology. This is why romance novels are overwhelmingly consumed by females versus porn is overwhelming. Go ahead and do this dumb shit that she's doing now.
It's not.
This nigga's a fucking lame, bro. I can't stand this nigga. He don't even know how to fucking have a W when he gets one. This nigga rehashing the same shit that we done seen on Twitter for the past 2-3 days already. God damn. I feel like if you went through the same situation, you shouldn't talk about someone else. What you think Myron? Shit, Myron did get left, but his girl wasn't doing all that shit. He didn't have a fake girl. I'm still convinced Myron paid that girl to be his girlfriend. I don't believe that was a real relationship whatsoever. I think he paid her. I don't think that was a real relationship whatsoever. Got between one and two things. Okay, let's the soy pill. Let's watch his video. The soy pill, he do video essays, and they're really good. I like his videos. Shout out to Unfuck America. He part of Unfuck America. Contract was up. She did right. Cause if y'all notice, when Angie came in the picture, it was when the gay allegations was really building up on Myron. Like, people was really on that Myron gay shit. That's when the pictures started circulating for real. Like, they had came out at one point and he kind of dodged it for some reason. But then they came back and motherfuckers was jumping on that Myron gay shit because them pictures. And that's when he was explaining, like, oh, yeah, no, you know, boys being boys. You know, we all just hang out and we lay on each other with no shirts. And we know we hold each other at concerts and kiss each other on the cheek because boys being boys. And that shit was getting heavy. All of a sudden, he got this fine-ass girlfriend. How'd that happen? Where did this woman come from? All of a sudden, you in a full-blown relationship now after everybody was calling you gay, my nigga. Like, that shit was too suspect for me. That shit didn't make no fucking sense at all. Then y'all on camera talking about y'all ain't had sex. Like, stop. I ain't got time. But she packs my condoms for me to go other places, and I got time to fuck girls while I'm on business trips, but I ain't got time to fuck my girl while I'm at home with her when I'm not doing business. Who believes this shit? She packs condoms for you to go fuck other people on business trips, but y'all not fucking. Interesting. Very interesting. Nigga almost got a girl pregnant once and said, fuck this, I'm only fucking men from now on. That's what happened. Right, female vagina is disgusting. Same nigga that said, I don't know what other kind of vagina you even entertaining, but female vagina is disgusting. Crazy, bro. Crazy. Okay. You ain't know about that one, human being? Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, man. How do you say that? Then he say he don't eat pussy? Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Why? This shit is so fucking weird. Those condoms was used on other dudes. He said, I need the lube too, babe. Don't forget the lube. The condom ain't gonna cut it. Oh, shit. Yeah, you said you saw him in the airport. That shit's so crazy, though. You said he'll bottom down. Either way, he needed. Oh yeah, you said seeing him at the airport, bro. You should have faked being a fan and got a picture, bro. That's what you should have did. You should have faked Torian. You should have faked being a fan and been like, you should have did him like how that little. Well, you don't act like a child, but that little boy did Sneeko. He's like, yeah. Fuck these women. Like how that little boy did with Sneeko. You should have been like, yeah, bro. I just broke up with this bitch. I make $200K a year. And I broke up with her because she started thinking she didn't have to work anymore. Some shit. I don't know. I feel like I would have trolled Byron if I seen him in real life. I would have trolled him. I'm sorry. I would have. Just to either A, make him feel awkward, or B, get the content. Like, for real. Because that nigga is a goofy. So, okay. Y'all so fucking funny. All right, so I want to watch Soy Pill video. He did a Charlie Kirk was racist video because a lot of these people want to keep acting like Charlie Kirk wasn't racist. He's out of context, blah, blah, blah. Soy Pill does very good video essays, and I want to see his take on it. It's not even that long, too. He's probably going to get straight to the point because typically he does. It was like seeing a raccoon out of its natural habitat.
Hey, it's me.
That's funny. Okay. Let's see. This only came out a few days ago. Took him a little minute. Oh, Human Being, you saw it? That's what's up. Yeah, I like Soy Pill, man.
The Soy Pill. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and carry the 1. Yeah, it's been long enough. We can joke about Charlie Kirk now. No, but let me be completely honest and heartfelt here. I was joking about Charlie Kirk before we even knew if he would make it. The only reason this video didn't come out the day and heartfelt here. I was joking about Charlie Kirk before.
Imagine being that last person to talk to him who gets to post a liberal debater destroys Charlie Kirk. Oh, God. No. Oh, Lord. I think that was before he even got shot, though. Didn't he get shot on like the 13th or something? When did he pass? Oh, shit. He did post that when he got shot. He died on the 10th. Oh, shit. He posted that the day he got shot. He said before we knew if he was going to make it. Damn.
Before we even knew if he would make it. The only reason this video didn't come out the day he died is because I had to write it and record it. But why would others, or more importantly, me, a calm, kind,
Random, you watch a lot of the creators I watch. That's crazy.
Empathetic guy.
So now that we know that you have the mental fortitude of a 5-year-old, can we just disregard like this stupid fucking retard? Like,
make jokes about someone who had people saying this afterwards?
Charlie was fearless, he was not defensive, and there was no hate in his heart.
If that's
He was not defensive? What does that mean?
a question that needed answering, welcome to the internet, 4-year-old baby with an iPad. On your left is copious amounts of Japanese erotica, and on your right is the filing cabinet where we keep Stingray death jokes about Steve Irwin, one of the most wholesome people in entertainment history. But Charlie Kirk was no Steve Irwin. Sure, he was a hog whisperer in his own right, but there's a reason a lot of people didn't mourn, and instead joked or even celebrated his passing. So let's dive into this Charlie Kirk fellow, his life, his views, his methods, and what reactions are allowed under our new regime. Like most Americans, Charlie Kirk started his life modestly, as the son of wealthy Republican donor parents. He grew up on Rush Limbaugh Republican talk radio, and by 17 was already writing for Breitbart News. He tried to get into West Point and was rejected, dropped out of community college after 1 semester, and forever touted college as a waste of time for no related reason.
Not you drop out and then just be like, yeah, college is a scam. I would rather hear that from somebody that finished college. Get the fuck on.
And just like you and me, by the time he was 18, was connected to wealthy Republican Billy.
More money, more money, more money.
Oh, shit. Shout out to Albert Choice for the $25 super chat. Bro, you should have saw the Amazing Lucas video and live stream of Charlie Kirk. My man was relentless. I haven't seen that, but I seen Amazing Lucas straight up fucking not give a fuck about nothing. When he went on Piers Morgan, he was going in. And I generally see, like, he even got shirts making fun of Charlie Kirk. Amazing Lucas don't give a fuck. He be going in, but damn. W's for Albert in the chat for the $25 super chat. W's for Albert in the fucking chat. I need at least 25 of them. Appreciate you, big dog. But yeah, I didn't see him talk about him like close to when it happened. But I know right to this day, I think he got a shirt that says, did per capita save Charlie Kirk? I think that's what it said. And it's like, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. It's so crazy. Like, he don't care. He do not care.
Millionaires who decided to fund
human being at this point, I can't blame you.
His crusade in the form of his right-wing propaganda movement, TPUSA. And other than dying, this is the main reason anyone has heard of Charlie Kirk. Turning point events where he went to colleges, debated these students, and tried to spread his views far and wide. So let's look at some of his passionate views, namely his titular racism. Yep, we're jumping right into it this time, since I got a bunch of comments on the Matt Walsh video for leaving all his worst racism till the end. Now, was Charlie Kirk a Klan member? No. He even kicked people out of TPUSA for being too racist. Like this employee who said, I hate black people. Like, fuck them all. I hate blacks. End of
Please don't clip this.
story. Or this guy.
What's your opinion on racism? I'm actually racist. I do
Oh, if you're in Oklahoma, yeah, I don't know, human.
feel bad for the American Negro.
Only the
they do have
American
somewhat of a plight after slavery, and so I do support reparations, but I also support remigration, sending them back.
Huh, I wonder why this keeps happening to TPUSA. But as far as we know, Charlie wasn't that bad.
I was just finna say, like, he put it, I was just gonna say, I'm like, it's not that everybody in TPUSA is racist, but you do attract racists, though. Something you're doing is making the racists feel comfortable to be over there.
See, look, he's sitting next to a black guy, but
but what black guy? That's the gay conservative guy. They just said you can't be a part of us.
he was racist. In this famous clip, Charlie says that he gets nervous when he sees a black pilot.
I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Pretty cut and dry racism, right? Well, no. He says the only reason he thinks this is because of this DEI program from United. The implication being that United may have lowered standards in the name of diversity.
You wouldn't have done that before. That's not an immediate. No, you wouldn't have done that before. That's not who I am. That's not what I believe.
It is the reality the left has created.
And that's more reasonable. No one wants pilots who can't do their job. But wait, what was the program that he's talking about? Turns out the statement that Charlie is referencing is a push by United to have women of color admissions in their flight school. Unlike any sort of hiring quota, this is in line with countless other organizations that do similar outreach and promotion campaigns to appeal to women and minorities who are historically kept out of these fields. See, it turns out that even though Martin Luther King ended racism and then disappeared under mysterious circumstances, keeping large demographics out of fields for centuries doesn't just change overnight. And sometimes women are told their whole life that girls can't do math, despite their ability to do it well, and they need a little extra encouragement to pursue their
percent of females in tech fields. Engineering is the lowest. And what's the highest? Psychology, of course. What's the second highest? Social sciences. There you go. Life sciences. Yeah. The more math heavy stuff, they're lower.
Strengths in fields dominated by nerdy, socially awkward men who drool over the 10 smart girls in their class of 400 like a pit bull drools on a toddler dunked in honey. So is Charlie racist for looking at a black pilot and praying he knows what he's doing, or sexist if he does the same with a woman? Yes.
I don't want LaQuisha James, and she's just like, hi, ladies and gentlemen, pray for me.
But
it's like, come on, like people, like all the people that defend him, they probably don't either didn't hear that part or act like it don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like that. What was that part for? If it ain't about you, you could argue this like, oh, you know, you just want to be entertaining, but you're entertaining at whose cost? You know what I'm saying? Again, I said it before in one of my other videos. I forgot which one. I'm like, he's either extremely dishonest and knows the truth about the academy, or he's not willing to do the research to be factual in the information he presenting. Because these people keep pretending like DEI means let's get people of diverse backgrounds into our business or the job or organization or whatever that aren't qualified, so for the sake of them being different. When all it means is let's afford an opportunity for people of different backgrounds, period. Nobody's changing any any requirements or any of that.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and assume he's just ignorant, and like any other ignorant people, now understands what the purpose of DEI is. You get it now, right, Charlie? Oh yeah. Now, did Charlie substantiate his worries with statistics on underperforming minority pilots?
Nope.
I hope he's
nobody has ever had any proof of DEI being anything anything negative coming from it, or people underperforming or costing lives or anything of the sort.
Not a Harvard-style affirmative action student that has points for, and he landed half of his flight simulator you know, trials?
No, he just made something up about half of them failing. Seeing as it's his job to substantiate his statements, maybe he could do a cursory Google search and find that there's no research justifying his fears.
Aviation crashes, they've gone down over time. What was that huge spike? Fatal injury. Is that maybe that's 9/11? Yeah. No. We didn't even get to. Oh. No, that wasn't even 9/11. Wait, am I tripping? No, that wasn't 9/11. Because that was 2001, right? What is that huge spike? In the fatal injuries, it's like that's about like 7? Was there a big plane? What happened in 97? What was that? Jesus. 9/11 don't even have a spike like that. Like that's just so random. This huge spike in 97. Like what was happening? I'm really. How many people? There was a big Boeing flight in 96. It say it took 230 people. I mean, that's just one though. Yeah, it's the same one. 104. Huh. I don't know. It's just so random. You remember that? JFK. Oh, you knew it, Patrick. You knew. So maybe those two. It's just such a huge. But we in what? This like 27,000 people? Because this the year. This the thousands. So I guess in total in that year, it hit the thousands. Huh.
Or that flight is one of the most regulated things on the planet, and to even fathom that they would let someone be a pilot after failing half their flight simulations is so ridiculous that only someone with a predetermined position on race would say it. Okay, did
Patrick.
he acknowledge that he was judging current-day black pilots on a program for students?
It's just weird that, I mean, yes, there's probably a bunch of flights, but it's just weird that that's that huge spike in 1996 or 7, but 9/11 didn't even have a big spike. And wasn't there like 3,000 plus people? Unless they only counted, unless 9/11 unless that chart only counted the people that died in the planes. But shit, it was what? How many planes was it? 4? 3 or 4 planes? It was 4, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it 4 planes? I would think that would be, shit, I don't know. I need to find out what it said that there was in like one, so I'm going to look that up.
Who aren't currently pilots.
Wait, hold on a second.
1.21.
Black pilots on a program for students who aren't currently pilots.
Wait, hold on a second. You're going to remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian?
No. So he's judging someone based on the color of their skin, either based on complete ignorance or purposefully lying?
Exactly.
I don't know. Sounds like race.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, you're either lying or you're just trying to be racist, period. Patrick, I feel like it was 4. It was the 2 in the towers, the one that hit the other World Trade Center building, I forgot what number it was, and the one that crashed, if I'm not mistaken. That didn't hit the one that was supposed to go to the one. No, it was 5. It was the 2 towers, one that hit one of the other towers, one that hit the Pentagon, and then the one that crashed. So it was 5.
To me, but what does his frequent co-host Jack Prosobiec say? The man who posts Nazi dog whistles all the time.
This is an incident that actually happened. The pilot allowed his 15-year-old son and his 13-year-old daughter to take the controls and were flying the plane itself and literally flew the plane into a mountain in Russia and killed everyone on board.
Oh, he compared black and female pilots.
Wait, what?
happened.
Jack Prosobiec say, the man who posts Nazi dog whistles all the time.
This is an incident that actually happened. The pilot allowed his 15-year-old son and his 13-year-old daughter to take the controls and were flying the plane itself and literally flew the plane into a mountain in Russia and killed everyone on board.
Oh, he compared black and
That's
female
crazy.
pilots to children, and he pushed back.
You know what's so funny about that? The pilot was 9 times out of 10 a white man. And he just tried to, he just literally just tried to use an example of a pilot letting their child fly a plane and crash it to black people and women. A child. And the parent was probably a white male. Get the fuck out of here. Are there black people in Russia? Exactly. Like, what the? Well, to be fair, I didn't know if it was like they had to be from Russia. I don't know if the plane was flying into Russia, so maybe it wasn't Russian people necessarily, but who knows? But regardless, the pilot was probably a white man that did some stupid shit like that. Ain't no black person finna play like that. That'd be the thing. I forgot who I saw having that conversation. It was like, in my mind, you would think if you saw a black pilot, they're probably super qualified when you consider the fact that these people are rarely in that field. Like, if I seen somebody in a field that they're, what we do with, I mean, Yao Ming had problems, but what we do when we saw Yao Ming, damn, he an Asian, a tall Asian in the NBA, they good. And he was good, but he was all right. But he, you know, his body just couldn't handle it. But you know, I mean, Jeremy Lin was a little bit of a letdown. But you get what I'm saying. Your first thought should be when you see somebody that you don't usually see them in that place, your first mind usually is, wow, I don't usually see these people here. They must probably be exceptional, or just they can do the job just as good as anybody else and they just happen to get the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I see people in a field that I don't normally see them, my first brain is to think like, the motherfucker probably good as hell at what they do. You know what I'm saying? So, you think I had that with the other nigga? Why you going to talk about the other nigga Avengers? I didn't have a convo. I saw somebody make that argument, and I was like, that's kind of true when I thought about it. I forgot who I saw make the argument. Yeah, because that was in a live roster. Otani is the other. Yeah, TJ, didn't Otani just win MVP? Otani, it's not a lot of Asians in the fucking MLB. The one that is fucking exceptional. Like, what are we talking about? I don't know shit about baseball, but I know that man's name. So it's just like, what are we talking about? If I saw a black pilot, I'm like, oh, that motherfucker probably did their thing to get here. I'm not thinking like, oh God, DEI. Like, if I saw an Asian pilot, a female pilot, my first mind is not she can't do the job. My first mind is, this person probably had to go above and beyond to be here because these people usually aren't here. I don't know, random. Maybe, I don't know. I swear I heard somebody make that argument. I just don't know.
There, Charlie? No. Well, this dovetails nicely into Charlie's comments about prominent black political figures. Charlie referred to...
Uh-oh, Arian, don't let Watt see that.
Prominent black women like Michelle Obama, Joy Reid, Kamala Harris, and Ketanji Brown Jackson, saying,
if we would have said that Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were
if y'all ain't see my fucking video, I ain't got as much Soy Pills is more in depth than mine. But for those that don't know, I have a video where I addressed this shit and broke it down. I think it was called it was a Stevie Knight video before ABBA and Preach. That's on like people like, you just jumping on the train. No, I was talking about Stevie Knight before ABBA and Preach. I think it was called I was debunking him. I forgot what the title of the video was. I broke it down. He all 4 of these women are extremely accomplished, and he said they don't have the brain processing power and they took these positions from white people. Why did you pick 4 accomplished black people and say they're not good? You can disagree with them all you want, but don't say they don't deserve their position. What the fuck are we talking about, bro?
affirmative action picks, we would have been called the racist. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain.
Right, human being. It's worse with the context.
Processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously.
Affirmative action.
Bro, he didn't play the part where he said, He said you had to take the job from an accomplished white person or something along those lines.
Regardless of whether or not you think it's currently justified, was meant to rectify past injustices for people like Jackson, someone who was born 6 years after the end of segregation and 4 years before women were allowed to have a
right, Larry. Did you see how he put? Why did he say it like that? It's like why did you say it like
credit
that?
card. Now, maybe Charlie didn't like these black women just because of their politics. I hate Condoleezza Rice and Colin Powell, but never once when I criticize them do I say, hey, fuck you, Colin Powell. You lied us into the Iraq war and got hundreds of thousands of innocent people killed. And furthermore, you stole that position from a more qualified white guy who would have lied.
Exactly. Why? I don't know why Soy Pill didn't play that part where he said you took it from a white person. Exactly. It's like you can criticize people for their political stance. Why are you picking 4 black women that are extremely educated and saying they took it from a white person? What? That's insane, and it's nothing but racist.
I'd better and gotten more people killed. That's because Colin Powell has several degrees and years of experience, and not once did it cross my mind that he's only there because he's black, because I'm not a racist. And just in case you had any doubt, here's all of those people's qualifications.
I did that same shit in my video. I put all their qualifications. First of all, he ain't even got them all. I put more in it. I put more than this. Wait, under Kamala, he put Dick Cheney apologist. I'm dead. For those that don't know, when Dick Cheney passed, Kamala made a tweet basically saying like, RIP, he was and just complimented him. And I think Kyle Kalinske went under there. He was like, you don't have to do this. It's like, bro, you didn't have to do that shit. I like Kamala, but you didn't have to do that. You could have just said, RIP, Dick Cheney. My thoughts and prayers is going out to his family. You ran the campaign with his daughter. You know, my heart goes out to y'all. But she like praised him. It's like, come on, bro, stop, Kamala. We trying to help you out here. That ain't gonna help. This is hilarious, though, putting Dick Cheney apologist as one of our accomplishments. My stomach hurts. Oh, God. Okay.
That are being ignored by a dipshit college dropout. It's like that only thing that Martin Luther King said that Republicans will quote. Judge someone by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. Right, Charlie?
Kirk describes King as, quote, a bad guy. It's true. As we note in the piece, Kirk has previously described Kirk as a hero and a civil rights icon. It's true. I used to be wrong.
You know what? I got
Somebody used to be wrong. Goddamn.
Props here. At least he's being consistent. All those other Republicans pretend to lionize MLK, but at least Charlie realizes that MLK would have hated the current day Republican Party and everything they stand for, speaking his true beliefs instead of using MLK as a prop. Oh, wait, actually, TPUSA did do that.
Damn, they use MLK as what is this, a baseball card? What is that? A blanket? What is that? Fam, TPUSA sell MLK stuff, bro? What?
Because they used to sell MLK shirts and stickers. There's no
Wow. Oh, it's a sticker. Wow.
No need to look at this deeply. Charlie finally decided to read past that one quote and realized that MLK would have supported DEI and socialism, so he doesn't like him. And this isn't really racist on its face. He's actually judging MLK's views. But one of those views is his support of the Civil Rights Act.
And Kirk's self-described very, very radical view that the country made a mistake when it passed the Civil Rights Act. Also true.
Yeah, so Charlie often said that the Civil Rights Act was a mistake because it led to things that he doesn't like today, like affirmative action and DEI.
MLK, in my personal opinion and based on every objective analysis, he actually gave us more race focus and less emphasis on character and conduct.
See, that's the, like, I saw Tom was in a debate where he talked about this. He's pulling a Mott and Bailey, where people, first of all, people are defending it for him, where he makes this strong-ass claim, is like, yeah, we shouldn't have had civil rights because now people are focused on race. When actually, that's you could say it came from civil rights, but that's not what it was based on. He's like, now we're focused on race and sex and not merit and character. You make this claim that civil rights shouldn't have happened when you're really just saying you feel like things have come from it that you're not in favor of. Those are two totally different things. You don't even have to bring up civil rights to say, like, I feel like, you know, in recent years we've had too much of a focus on racial equality versus meritocracy or something like that. But don't sit here and say the Civil Rights Act was a mistake when we all know what the Civil Rights Act was meant for. Equal opportunity for everybody of every kind of race and background. And you're saying that was a mistake when that's what his goal was. But you saying the after effects is the problem? Bro, stop it. You need to stop it. That's like saying I don't like social media. The technology shouldn't have ever became a thing. Technology shouldn't be a thing, which led to cars or better, safer cars, fucking internet, phone. You can have internet without social media. Phones, cell phones, I should say, regular phones, goddammit, computers, just to do math without having to have a calculator or pen and paper at all times. Don't say you hate technology if you just don't like what social media has become. That's what you say. You don't say you hate technology because you don't like social media. That's what he was doing with this civil rights argument.
His core driving philosophy was not about a color.
Damn, you said something they ain't post, DL?
And society. That is a line in one of his speeches. He would actually be closer to a race Marxist, almost akin to a DEI type philosopher if you go deep into his writings, especially later in his life.
But you know what I'd do if I thought the Civil Rights Act led to downstream effects that I didn't like? I would say, hey, I don't like those downstream effects. Let's change those. Not the legislation that ended segregation was a mistake.
Yes. Once a week we talk about why the Civil Rights Act
That's
was
crazy,
a mistake.
Dio.
It's like me complaining that anime exists by saying that rebuilding Japan was a mistake, but we should have dropped more bombs. So yeah, these are some of the bigger examples of Charlie's racism, and we can casually throw in forcing his employees to go to work on a federal holiday.
Yeah, today all of our Turning Point USA staff will be working. We will not be taking off for the federal holiday. Like, bro, you're going out of your way to shit on black people. Like, I remember that. I don't know if y'all saw it. If I find it, I'll post it in this clip when I post the VOD. If I find it, he literally made a video on Twitter. He looked mad as fuck in the car. He was like, today is not a holiday. I'll be going to work like it's another day. And you should too. Some shit like that. Like, bro, just shut the fuck up and take the day off or go to work if you want to go to work. Why are you making first of all, I didn't know he made a post like this too. He made the little video. I don't know if I have it. I hope I find it. The man made a video. It's a regular holiday. It's just another day. We're not going to work. I mean, I'm going to work and you should too. It was like, bro, I don't care about it. Give me these days off, bro. I don't care. Make White Liberation Day. It don't exist, but give it to me. I don't care. LGBTQ observance. Give it to me. I don't care. Russian liberation. Give it to me. Give me the day off. The day we get a real fucking border bill and immigration is smoother, Immigration Day. Give me that shit. Give me as many days off that I fucking can get. I don't care what it is. Why we ain't got Valentine's Day off? Let us spend our time with our loved ones. God damn it. Give me Valentine's Day off. Christmas Eve need to be a national holiday just with Christmas. God damn it. I'll be going to work on Kirk Day too. God.
Because it's one that celebrates black liberation, confusing a Sikh person for Muslim in his Islamophobic rant, a thing you do if you're only judging them on the color of their skin, or saying that Zohran Mamdani getting elected is—
Yes, I'll take KKK Day off. No, wait, Elmer. I'm joking. I will have to think about that. I will have to think about it. But granted, if I can't go to work, I can't go to work. But Charlie Kirk making a video be like, yes, I'm mandating everybody to come to work even though it's a federal holiday. It's just like, it's like, bro, that was a good one, Elmer. That was a good one. I don't know. I had to think about it. If I had the choice, I would have to think about it. I don't know. If it's paid, yes. I guess if it's paid. Oh, shit. I'll do some extra. Yeah, I'll take that day and do some extra black shit. That's what I would do. I would do some extra black shit on KKK Day.
akin to the 9/11 attacks, and basically everything else he said about Muslims. And for all you guys saying that Islamophobia isn't racism, sure, technically, but show me the Republican rant about Albanian Muslims, and then I'll believe you. Before we move on,
that's a fact. That's what I was like, technically.
I want to talk about women for a second. You may think
I'm making this video long.
Going to bring up that clip where he says women should be forced to carry their rapist's baby. But you know what? I again respect that take from him. And not because I agree. Obviously, abortion restrictions put women in danger and are horrible and have made the strip club way more expensive for me. But at least he has the intellectual consistency to say what other Republicans won't.
Yes, I said the same thing. That's why when I did my video, I was debunking Stevie about his defense of Kirk, and I was like, I'm not going to sit here and argue Charlie out of saying that he would make his daughter carry a child because he's consistent with his stance. So there's no point in trying to argue it because at least he's consistent where, like he said, most other Republicans that are anti-abortion will just not make their child go through that if he did it. But Charlie is the one that actually bit that bullet.
If you think abortion after millisecond 0 is murder, then why would it be okay to murder a baby just because the father was a bad person? All the Republicans who make exceptions are saying, well, it's okay to kill babies sometimes if the mother is upset enough. Also, please support my campaign to free Casey Anthony. No, Charlie's view on women that I want to highlight are these.
This is something that I hope will make Taylor Swift more conservative. Reject feminism.
This was so pathetic.
Submit to your husband, Taylor. You're not in charge. Interestingly,
that was so pathetic.
I think there is an argument to bring back the MRS degree. And no, seriously, just be clear that's why you're going to college, right? Don't lie.
For those that don't know, MRS degree is something he used to be a missus. You go to college to find a husband and become a missus.
To yourself, I'm studying sociology. No, you're not. We know why you're here. And that's okay. You will find a husband.
Ultimately, Charlie advocated for a world where women are subjugated by men, abandon any freedom and independence, and are as educated as he is. Now, maybe that's because he spent his life around Republican women, including his wife, but at the very least, he should have judged them like me, as equally valid and moronic as the rest of the party. But seeing his wife in a position of power as the TP USA CEO must have Charlie rolling in his grave. Luckily, as per
the spinning
his philosophy, one brave man just needs to marry her and she'll submit to his will.
Why Trump had to make this face when he hugged her, bro? Like, he do so much creep shit. It's just so hard to ignore at a certain point. Like, come on. Look at his face. There's no, even, I know it's just a picture, and a picture's different than real time sometimes when you're not posing for a photo and it was really a video. There's no situation where she's holding you crying and you biting your lip. Like, I think he felt like he was the man right then. Ugh, I fucking can't stand this piece of shit. Oh my God.
So he can tell her to make TP USA progressive. I think I have the perfect volunteer. Let's talk about Ezra Klein. Oh, you thought this was a exclusively shit on right-wingers video? Well, what would a left
Ezra blew me too about Charlie Kirk. Trump dirty macking. No, he ain't dirty macking, he dirt macking.
Stance be?
I'm sorry. I should have said that.
Without some left-wing infighting. I'm not an Ezra Klein hater by any means. I actually liked Abundance and a good deal of his liberal takes. But his Charlie Kirk stance was not one of his good ones. Clearly, we've seen that Charlie had some pretty abhorrent views on some of the most mistreated non-gamer demographics.
Charlie made a tweet in 2022. Notice who is marching in the streets. Single, unmarried, mostly white, college-educated women. Frankly, it's foolish to call conservatives racist who we actually can't stand are angry liberal white women.
In our country, Charlie didn't have disagreements on how taxes should work, but rather open contempt and ill
human being. You gotta send that. What the fuck? You have to send me that.
Will towards millions of people. So what does Ezra say about this? Well, he wrote a piece in the New York Times called Charlie Kirk was practicing politics the right way. Kirk
was such a fucking, oh no, he was not.
Practicing politics in exactly the right way. He was showing up to campuses and talking with anyone who would talk to him. Ezra contrasts this with a bunch of examples of horrible political violence to show what the wrong way is. Essentially, giving Charlie brownie points for not throwing Molotov cocktails at people. It's a pretty low bar there, Ezra, especially considering Charlie bussed people to the January 6th events and continued to support the president after his attempted steal of the election. I don't know, maybe Ezra's not a journalist who needs to keep track of these things. But let's actually...
Yeah, I don't like Ezra when he said that. It's like, don't do that, bro. Like, I know you don't want to be disrespectful, but Charlie Kirk was so disingenuous as a debater. It was like, yeah, I could sit down and talk to people I disagree with, but he was so fucking dishonest. Steven Crowder's probably worse, but Charlie Kirk was so dishonest in his debating.
Look at the low bar that Ezra...
One day we might go over Charlie Kirk's debate night episodes. Mind you, he only has like fucking 8 of them because he always got shitted on because he cannot debate competent people. This is what happened, I think. Charlie Kirk had a segment on TP on his channel that was called Debate Night, where he debated competent people. He debated people that were well educated in their field or well experienced in their field or whatever it may be. And he almost always was lost. He almost always lost. Like, he never looked good against the people he debated that were competent. So I think because he never looked good in these debates, he started doing his college tour shit. And that's when he started to look good. But come to find out, you know, he got people telling him what the person gonna come debate him on. He doesn't, when people that are competent that are there want to debate, he doesn't let them. Like, he denied debating Dean and Parker when they tried to debate him after Jubilee. And it's just like, when people can debate, he doesn't want to. That's why you think he never saw somebody like Destiny? Why you think he never talked to, like, I might be getting ahead of myself. I don't think he's talked to Sam Cedar. You know, it's just a lot of people he avoided, and it's just so obvious that he just was not a competent debater.
He was showing up to campuses and talking with anyone who would talk to him. I don't know how Ezra hasn't caught on to this gimmick that has been happening for a decade, but let's talk about these Republican pundit debate tactics. I don't like the narrative that college kids aren't smart. Most of them are smarter than any of these Republican pundits, but these debates aren't a battle of wits.
Yes, debate is a skill.
They're a battle of rhetoric, and college kids usually aren't prepared for that. It's not your idea versus my idea. It's how can I make you look as wrong as possible and then clip that for propaganda. This is what Charlie did, and that's why anyone under the age of 25 knows who he was. Reels, TikToks, and clips meant to exclusively make Charlie look good. When he loses debates, he just lies in the title about his opponent and
Charlie leaves Cambridge feminists resorting to insults. Yes, because that's one of the most famous ones where he looked like a dumbass. And you, like he just said, he lies in the title. I don't know why he would even post that. Tilly fucked him up. Tilly made him look so stupid. She had a quick responses to everything. I don't even think she insulted him. She just had comebacks for when he was getting sassy. He was getting sassy with her, and she just had a retort right back with him. And he didn't like it.
Insulting him, which never happened, unless you count being made to look like a moron an insult.
What would your example?
There you go.
I have 50.
There we go.
A single Christian country that you would say mistreats women, right?
America.
Oh, really?
Yes.
We had a female woman vice president.
Watch this.
We had a female vice president, a female speaker of the House. Women earn more than men in America.
In Rwanda, female representation in government supersedes the UK by quite a lot. Did women get treated better in Rwanda?
Okay,
He also took down...
Y'all heard that? Okay, y'all heard that?
Okay, by quite a lot. Did women get treated better in Rwanda?
The video volume low? Oh, Bandito, you already know.
Okay,
that supersedes the UK by quite a lot. Did women get treated better in Rwanda?
Okay,
He also took...
Okay, Tilly fucked him up.
Down the clip of him losing a debate to a Republican vegan. Crowder took down his debate of losing to a socialist, and Knowles, to my knowledge, never aired the after show that I went on, presumably because I made him look dumb. Because they don't care.
Yeah, they don't post when they ills.
Care about letting the best ideas win.
Yeah, PTJ, you saw it too? Yeah.
The environment to ensure that their ideas look the best. It's not the
Tilly was so on point. It was just so good. She, like, everything he said was a good response. Every single thing, she was ready for him. It was like she read the whole book of Charlie Kirk.
Marketplace of ideas. It's like if Walmart put a black bag on your head and walked you into a specific aisle and then said, this is the only fruit we have. All the other fruit is rotten. Don't go check and see if the other fruit is rotten. Just take my word for it. And no, Ezra, he wasn't talking to anyone who would talk to him. He blacklisted the Unfuck America tour from attending his events.
Turning point.
Yes, as somebody, I saw this in real time. So I'm a part of Unfuck America, but I didn't go to the TPUSA event that this happened. Almost everybody that was going, everybody was going to have a ticket. One by one, they was sending their screenshots like, Charlie canceled my ticket. Charlie canceled my ticket. Charlie canceled my ticket. He canceled everybody's ticket because once they found out who was part of Unfuck America that was going to be there. And the intent was never to come disrupt the event, but it was to debate him, which is what you would think that's supposed to happen at these events. They was there to just debate him, and he canceled all their tickets.
Has cancelled all of UNF America's credentials, and now they're trying to sneak in Destiny so he can debate inside here.
Because when rhetorically practiced people talk to him, they make him.
And that's the biggest thing. Charlie Kirk should have been debated Destiny. It's a reason he didn't do it.
Look stupid.
The Senate is technically DEI in a certain sense for like small states.
Is the Electoral College and the Senate based on race?
It's predicated off of diversity.
And Charlie Kirk probably did this Jubilee because he thought that I'm used to college kids, and he wasn't ready for fucking Parker.
Equity and inclusion.
So your argument is that the U.S. Senate is a DEI? I gotta be honest, I've never heard that argument. I think it's a little silly. But
how is it silly? Argue against it instead of just saying it's silly.
Let me ask you a question. Is there a single instance in corporate America where DEI is implemented where diversity means anything other than skin color diversity?
Diversity.
No, it's not about viewpoint.
Women.
What? Fine. How about?
Did you y'all see the stutter come out? That's the problem. He has talking points so much. As somebody, I'm not a debater, but I've debated. But when I feel like somebody has a good retort, I'm not just ready to speak. I will literally, yes, it may be uncomfortable because you don't want to look bad, especially when you're in a position like his. But if somebody has a good retort, you don't have to just spit out something immediately. Take time and process it and think about what they said. You will never see me going like, no. If somebody has a retort to me that's I need to think about, I'm going to be quiet for a second and respond. Yes, it can be awkward and it doesn't feel good, but you don't just, come on, bro.
Skin color diversity.
Diversity.
No, it's not about viewpoint.
Women.
What? Fine. How about Trump?
Did that do what? Did he just change the goalpost?
Diversity.
No, it's not about viewpoint.
Women.
What? Fine. How about chromosome or diversity or skin color?
So
chromosome.
There's gender. You have to move the goalpost a little bit because you got destroyed there.
So yeah, if this is politics the right way, only because it's not violent, congratulations, Charlie, you didn't punch anyone. But I think we should have higher standards than being a total propagandist who will lie, omit, and obfuscate.
But is that even a widow's peak, bro? Or is that just like the stupid way he tried to style his hair?
To spread their message.
Wait. Charlie lied about this story multiple times to promote his anti-DEI bullshit. Conspiracy theory and called universities islands of totalitarianism in a 2015 speech at the Liberty Forum of Silicon Valley. Kirk said he had applied for nomination to the U.S. Military Academy in West Point, New York, and was not accepted. He said that the slot he considered his went to a far less qualified candidate of a different gender and a different persuasion, whose test scores he claimed he knew. He told the New York, that sounds like bullshit. He told the New Yorker in 2017 that he was being sarcastic when he said it. What the fuck? How you gonna be sarcastic about something like that? He told the Chicago Tribune in 2018 that he was just repeating something he'd been told while a New Hampshire Turning Point event featuring Rand Paul in 2019, claiming he never said it. Wow. He told 3 different things about this fucking story. That's bullshit from jump.
Regardless of what that message is. But on the note of his message, let's talk about political violence and whether or not calling Charlie a fascist incited it. Because people are blaming his death on the rhetoric from the left.
Fascist regime. Look, are they a threat to democracy? Yes.
So how did America confront fascism in World War II? We went to war.
Actually, Jesse, we kind of ignored it for 6 years and then tepidly supported our allies for another 2 before a completely different country forced us into the war. Now, ignoring the fact that the right wing calls the left fascists all the time.
Destroy our Second Amendment, attack the right to life, and replace American freedom with left-wing fascism. Left wing, we're going left wing all the way.
Fascism.
They are fascists.
And the fact that fascism.
And he said that was his first run. Oh, no, second run. That's his second run where he lost.
Isn't a light switch between democracy and 1944 Germany, so calling someone fascist doesn't justify D-daying them. Is it even accurate to call Charlie Kirk a fascist? I think the more important question is, does it even matter? We could go through the tenets of fascism and meticulously explain how Charlie matches up with them, but ultimately it feels a little fruitless. Because every time I try to define fascism, someone always jumps out of the woodwork and points out that Charlie wasn't literally Joseph Goebbels, so my definition is wrong.
And that's so annoying. They be like, well, if you're not Hitler, you're not fascist. Like, damn, y'all don't understand gradients and scales and fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like how extremism is. Like, you can be something and not be the epitome of it. Like the last level boss of fucking fascism, bro. God damn.
Does it matter that he supported all of Trump's authoritarian power grabs and attempts to overturn democracy, that he frequently called for a Christian theocracy?
Again, there is no separation of church and state. It's a fabric.
Now, see, how you just say that? How, as an American, there is no separation of church and state. As an American, how do you just say that shit? Dead ass, like unironically.
That he frequently called for a Christian theocracy.
Again, there is no separation of church and state. It's a fabrication. It's a fiction. It's not in the Constitution. It's made up by secular.
Okay, to be fair, it's not in the Constitution. It's not in this Constitution. Those words aren't in the Constitution. But we explicitly know that they wanted to make this country to have freedom of religion. That's what we do know. You have the freedom of religion.
Humanists. Of course, we should have church and state mixed together.
That he was vehemently...
See, this nigga, oh boy.
Anti-intellectual, or idealized a mythical American past. That he opposed legal immigration and promoted the racist American past. That he opposed legal immigration.
America does not need more visas for people from India. Perhaps no form of legal immigration has so displaced American workers as those from India. Enough already. We're full. Let's finally put our own people first. Well, you see what Trump said the other day.
And promoted the racist Great Replacement theory.
The Great Replacement strategy, which is well underway every single day on our southern border, is a strategy to replace white rural America with something different.
People are going to attack me just for saying he's racist, which I think is demonstrably true. But since he's not as racist as someone else, now it's my fault for using words correctly.
Yes,
if I call
thank
David
you.
Duke or Nick Fuentes racist, which they objectively are, I'm not calling for them to be attacked. So it's irrelevant whether or not my analysis of Charlie's
Fascism
is accurate. Of course, Charlie Kirk isn't Joseph Goebbels. That's Stephen Miller. That said, I'm not
that's Stephen Miller. Facts. That's Stephen Miller, right? He got that title.
I'm going to refrain from accurately describing someone's politics just in case some crazy person decides to reenact a bot-filled TF2 lobby. And it looks especially inane when you see the way Republicans were calling for civil war after the Charlie incident.
The left is losing the battle of ideas. Violence is a last resort. They're trying to silence us.
Hey, buddy, I want you to shut the fuck up, but I'm not going to hurt you to make it happen. Because if there's one thing in that article that I did agree with Ezra Klein on, it was that political violence is a virus and shouldn't be normalized. That said, while I think celebrating or encouraging more political violence is bad, it's okay to be happy that bad people are gone. As we've seen, Charlie spread some of the worst ideas to millions of people. He is responsible for making the country worse for all of the aforementioned groups. So when leftists or trans people or black people or women or anyone who had to listen to this guy or his fans or deal with the legislation that he helped pass celebrate when he's not doing it anymore.
Oh, not a Kirkification picture.
Or, yeah, I get it. If you had a bully who made your life worse in every way, and he was killed by a drunk driver, that doesn't make drunk driving okay, but you don't have to pretend to be sad that your bully is gone. You're even allowed to be happy.
Charlie Kirk is horrible?
Yes, I'm glad he's not here.
You're glad he's dead?
Oh, I seen this.
I do the exact same thing. Would you be glad if I would die?
Maybe.
Your friend just said she'd be happy if I died.
And God forbid.
I fucking love that clip, bro. Yo, I love that clip. I saw it. So I'm glad that he's dead. He's like, you're glad he's dead? Yeah. You'd be glad if I died? Maybe.
Allowed to be happy.
Charlie Kirk is horrible?
Yes, I'm glad he's not here.
You're glad he's dead?
Yes.
I do the exact same thing. Would you be glad if I would die?
Maybe.
Your friend just said she'd be happy if I died.
And God forbid.
She just laughed in her face. Oh, God. I love that clip, bro. TJ, hey, I was dead in that shit, bro. I was legit. I couldn't. That shit was fun. I didn't even expect to laugh at that shit because I was like, this shit looks stupid. I ain't gonna laugh at this, but it was funny.
People joke about it, like the right hasn't been spamming George Floyd memes for 5 years, or Trayvon Martin, or Paul Pelosi, or trans people, etc., etc. What you shouldn't be happy about is political violence. The reason political violence is bad
I thought you was in here already.
Where people don't believe in democracy as an institution, and where violence is the
honest,
only
right?
meaningful form of communication. Who cares about voting if your preferred candidate might die in office? Who cares about the marketplace of ideas if the marketplace is as dangerous as an American school on the same day that Charlie Kirk was shot? You shouldn't want to live in a world where opinions are expressed through violence, because no one is insulated from the consequences, and we may as well not have politics at that point. This killing did nothing for the anti-Charlie Kirk movement, in part because it helped radicalize the very people that Charlie supported. They tried to use it to take gun rights away from trans people and to pass intrusive hate speech laws. But it also did nothing because Charlie Kirk was not uniquely interesting.
Human being,
Rather,
come on, man.
was shockingly mediocre. Sure, he was successful, but what makes him better than any other billionaire-funded Republican pundit? They're already trying to replace him with Brylan Hollyhan.
Oh, well, that was a fail.
And other than having a name like a gay British duke, I don't think he's much different. I was going to include a section comparing right-wing incitement of violence to left-wing incitement and how the right is overblowing things in comparison. But by the time I finished writing, no one's really talking about Charlie Kirk anymore. He came and went like a fart.
Except this man right here. This man right here. He's definitely still talking about Charlie Kirk. At least Soy Pill is being informative, and he's not just fucking crying. But this man right here, he's still talking about Charlie Kirk.
In a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament room. Powerful and moving for a moment, but ultimately inconsequential. The right.
I just want y'all to know that picture just came up on accident. It was just so fucking perfect for me to do that. I hit my space bar and that came up with whatever button I hit on accident, but it was perfect.
Was wrong. This killing didn't create a million more Charlie Kirks. There's always been a million more, and there always will be, because it doesn't take a lot of talent to get up in front of a camera and say dumb
I could
shit.
care less.
I should know. Some people make
why
it
did
to
I
the
just
top
do that?
and kick the ladder away.
I could care less.
Well, I make it slightly above the bottom and extend as many ladders as possible with my segment, Oops, All Ladders. Today's ladder is Thomas Skeen.
I got you. All right, that was good, Soy Pill. That was fast, but it was good nonetheless. So yeah, like he hit on some of the same points I hit on in my video where I was debunking Stevie fucking Knight because oh man, I don't remember what my video was called, but I had a video where I debunked Stevie Knight, and he was saying that same shit, that the same shit as fucking the conservatives were saying to run defense for that man. It was fucking annoying. I'm like, nah, bro, you gotta stop this shit. You gotta stop this shit, bro. We're gonna we got one more. Jew covered that Rory shit. I seen that just popped up. We got one more video, but I got y'all while I go refill.
Address the white shit, boy. Address the white zaddy shit, boy. Articulate that in a way where everybody will understand Charlie Kirk, my white zaddy. But he won't. He won't.
White zaddy, my white zaddy. Why Charlie Kirk is my white zaddy? Why you gotta be a white zaddy? Kirk my daddy. I could care less. Yeah. This can get white zaddy. White zaddy. Yeah. Why Charlie Kirk is my white zaddy? Why you gotta be a white zaddy?
stupid.
Checkmate, motherfucker.
Shit.
Next week, every Monday, bitches. Don't fucking play with me. Rest in peace.
Checkmate, motherfucker. Checkmate.
Okay. So, song of the year, man. It's going to be a tough battle between that and No Women. Both of them shit slap. Both of them shit slap. Wait, TJ, ain't no way. You said you heard the instrumental in a ad. Damn. Hey, Watts, if you in here, Jew, random, anybody, do y'all see this? Hey, TJ, that actually needs to be the shirt. It needs to be like a red X. It needs to be like a red X, the trash, and the panda. No trash pandas. Like that, like literally just the emojis. Like, no trash pandas, bro. That's literally Bunny, what's good? What's good, Bunny? Yeah, Patrick, I think I love both of these, but the No Women shit is hard. That shit was hard. TJ, I think you just snapped to get the trash with the panda. But you can't just wear trash panda because then it look like you're saying you're a trash panda. You got to put like the red X trash panda. You know? I think that shit is hard. I think that'll work. The No Women joint. Yeah, I think let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. Which is better, No Women or the White Zaddy? I think the song is actually called I Could Care Less. But it's easier to call it a White Zaddy because that's what he say more in the song. I see you sent it, human being. Appreciate you. I'll probably make a short or something to that shit. There you go, TJ. Yeah. So I got running back for research purposes. I'm dead. I'm dead. Yeah, running back for research purposes. Okay. So, wait. Okay. Okay, we're going to do this. Nah. This real short. This not even a full video. I just want y'all to see this if you haven't. Because it leads, it don't matter. It leads to this video. So, for those that have not seen it,
I've said
Megyn Kelly is running not only Megyn Kelly, y'all gonna see, I'm gonna post some shorts about all of this shit. Tim Pool, Megyn Kelly, MAGA is just scrambling to save face on this Epstein shit. This last shit about to be the Epstein shit. So Megyn Kelly has gotten to the point where she's downplaying Epstein's his crimes because the girls was teenagers and not actual prepubescent kids. She's downplaying it, which in all honesty, they are two different things, but the shit is still terrible. You don't need to be trying to make that distinction at this point in time, lady. Like, we not doing that. We not doing that. That's not what we doing. Obviously, a 15-year-old and a 2-year-old is not the same thing, but you are trying to excuse the shit as if it's more acceptable, and it's not. It's not. So if y'all didn't hear Megyn Kelly, let her say it herself.
As for Epstein, I've said this before, but just as a reminder, I do know somebody very, very close to this case who is in a position to know virtually everything.
This shit is loud.
Not everything, but virtually everything. And this person has told me from the start, years and years ago, that Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a pedophile. This is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like,
she said that like it was okay. He's not a pedophile, but he is into the barely legal. He is into barely legal, but he's not a pedophile. Like, motherfucker, I don't care. It's still wrong. Why are you making this distinction right now? What the hell?
Like, he liked 15-year-old girls. And I realize this is disgusting. I'm definitely not trying to make an excuse for this. I'm just giving you facts.
It's just not a good look, bro. It's just not a good look. It's not. People do use the word PDF file loosely. They do. They use that word loosely. But this is all just to save face. You know why? Because if this was Barack Obama, you wouldn't care about trying to make it seem not as bad. That's the problem. You're doing this because you want to save face for MAGA. Like, they're trying, exactly, Zane, it's just like, the problem I have with her is she's not somebody that would treat this the same way depending on who it is. That's my thing. Like, yeah, y'all, I am an English is one of my things. Like grammar, I'm really big with grammar in English. Of course, I talk in AAV, but I understand proper grammar in English. But I understand that hepaphilia and pedophilia are two different things. Yes, that's technically true. But my problem with Megan is you don't really give a fuck about that. You're MAGA. Your guy is being incriminated in a crime now. Now you're trying to make a distinction. You care about a distinction now. So miss me with this bullshit. I am a grammar Nazi, not a real Nazi. I'm a grammar Nazi. Please don't clip that out of context.
That he wasn't into like 8-year-olds.
D-Money, you funny as hell.
But he liked the very young teen types.
How you saying this like it's okay? He's like, he likes the young, the teen, the 14, yes, they're not 18, but he likes the teen types. He doesn't like 7-year-olds. But he's not 7. No, he does like he likes the teen types. It's like, stop. It ain't even just that he liked young girls. It was what he was doing. He was taking advantage of them. It wasn't just, oh God, stop.
That could pass for even younger than they were.
Yeah, D-Money, I know its age of consent varies by state. It varies by state, but he fucking got indicted on the shit. Not indicted. Didn't when he found guilty? Or he didn't go to, no, he got found guilty once, right? He didn't get to go to trial for the second time he got arrested, right? Ain't that what happened? Ain't that the sequence of events? He got a sweet deal for the first time he got caught, and then he got indicted, but he didn't get to go to trial before he killed himself, if I'm not mistaken, right? Which he probably would have been found guilty. You know what I'm saying? So I know the age of consent varies by state, but I don't know if it's I don't think in America anywhere it's below 16, and I believe people involved was under 16, if I'm not mistaken. And even if they weren't, the trafficking is the problem. It's not just the sex; it's the trafficking. You know what I'm saying? They found the shit. I believe some of these girls was under 16, even no matter what state it's legal in, and it's not just the sex; it's the trafficking part is the problem, more so than the sex. Even if the age was legal or whatever state he was in,
but would look legal to a passerby.
Oh my God! That's what I'm like. This is the same person that said Barack Obama is the reason that the country went to shit in the past 10 years, even though Obama ain't been in politics since fucking when? 2016? Obama ain't been not in politics, but I should say been in leadership since 2016. We 11 years later, and you're saying that everything went to shit because Obama was president. Yeah, because you fucking white bigots can't get over the fact that a black man was president, so now the racism really started to show its rear head, and now, yes, the country has gotten more racist since Obama, but why? It's because a black person won as president and the racists just couldn't hide it anymore at that point. That's what the fuck happened. This is crazy. Okay. She claims she ain't excusing, so I don't want to say that. You're trying to downplay what Jeffrey Epstein was doing simply because the man that's president that you side with is also being incriminated in this. Therefore, if he does get incriminated, you want to be able to say, it was girls that was 14. They weren't 7. Stop saying pedophilia. You look stupid, and I hope she fucking gets fired.
And that is what I believed, and that was what I reliably was told for many years. And it wasn't until we heard from Pam Bondi that they had tens of thousands of videos of alleged, forgive me, they used to call it kiddie porn. Now they call it child sexual abuse material.
If you knew that, what was the point of making that distinction? If you already knew the difference, what was the point?
His computer, that for the first time I thought, oh, no, he was an actual pedophile. I mean, only a pedophile gets off on young children abuse videos. She's never clarified it. I don't know whether it's true. I have to be honest. I don't really trust Pam Bondi's word on the Epstein matters anymore. Yeah, so I don't know what's true about him, but we have yet to see anybody come forward and say, I was I was under 10. I was under.
See, oh, this is so pathetic. Like, what does this mean? Does this mean they shouldn't go to jail? What is it? What do you think this gets you? What is this, in this point in time, what is this distinction doing? Like, we ain't seen nobody under 10. I guess she wants to pretend like she cares about the distinction of a pedophile versus a hepophile. Stop. No. Like, most people that actually looked into this know that, yeah, these aren't 7-year-olds. People do use pedophilia way too loose. Yes, people will be like, you're a pedophile, like the 17-year-old that's like a day away from 18, they'll call you a pedophile. I agree that people do that, and that's a little unfair. But let's not act like these was a bunch of 17-year-old girls. Stop it. This is not what's happening right now. And you trying to downplay this is fucking crazy and disgusting. I hope, like, bro, this is crazy to me. Like, this is fucking pathetic. You should be trying to save your own career and have a fucking backbone and a spine to actually say that this shit is not okay. Why are you, as a fucking political commentator, on here talking about these? They're not 10. They're like 14. What?
14 when I first, I was under 10. I was under 14 when I first came within his.
So 14 is where it started, huh? 14. Come on, bro.
Purview. Look, it's.
Come on, bro.
You can say that's a distinction without a difference.
No,
it is. Oh, the Batia's stupid ass. Y'all, this woman on the right, boy. I've never seen somebody get so much airtime. This is fucking stupid as Batia. She gets so much airtime on CNN. I love Abby Phillips' show, but she bring this woman on so much, and I'll be ready to choke somebody. She's so fucking stupid. She's so fucking stupid. And she finna be like, no, it is a difference.
It's not.
I think there is a difference.
Yeah.
There's
I'm trying to be fair because it's more so because I am somebody that cares about the usage of words. I do care about the usage of words. Somebody that'll mess with a 17-year-old and somebody that mess with a 7-year-old, that is two different types of illnesses. They're illnesses nonetheless. They're both illegal and they're both wrong. Right now, this is not what's important. It's the sexual trafficking is the problem. If whether they were 17 or they were 10 years old, first of all, it's crazy if they were 10. But the trafficking is the problem in this instance. So let's stop with this trying to make it seem like, well, he wasn't trafficking 10-year-olds. They were like 14. Like, what are we talking about? It's wrong to traffic people if they 30. So why are you trying to make this distinction right now? Of course, it's more horrendous if they're prepubescent. Of course, it's still horrendous if they're a teenager. It's still bad. All of it's bad. All of it is fucking bad. If she's 30 years old, you shouldn't be trafficking women for sex. That's the period. As a woman, she should feel ashamed to get up there and utter this foolishness. At what point do you stand? Yeah, and like you said, Jana, even as a woman, and that's why part of me feels like I'm a man, and so it's different for me. But like you said, as a woman, it's like, what are we talking about? What if that was your 14-year-old daughter? Would you be up here trying to make a distinction about she was 14, she wasn't 10? Like, would you be doing that if this was your child? Like, come the fuck on, bro. Like, this right now is not the time to, like I said, I'm trying to be as honest as possible because I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't understand the difference between a pedophile and a hepophile. But it's just like that you're ignoring the real crux of the problem right now. And it's because you would not be this generous with your stance if this was Obama. You would not.
The difference between a 15-year-old and a 5-year-old. It's just whatever.
Yeah, whoo, shit. Oh my God. It's just so pathetic. It's because it's her side. That's why. It's because it's her side. If this was Obama right now and he was trafficking fucking 14-year-olds, I would not give a shit. If I wouldn't be sitting here trying to run defense for the age. That's fucking crazy. These people have no fucking morals. It's just MAGA. It's just fucking MAGA. And that shit pisses me off. What's good, Hurricane? All right, so it's so much coming out every hour, every day with this Epstein file stuff, y'all. So what we're gonna try to do is this is Legal Eagle. I like Illegal Eagle. He gives as much information as he can, fast, to the point. Legal Eagle has a video. Epstein implicates Trump. Like I said, this shit been changing every day. That's why it's been hard for me to like make a video about the Epstein files, because it's just so much coming out with it day by day. We just got Grijalva. She just got sworn in. She's the vote that they needed to get the files released. So maybe we'll see more. Hurricane, what? What's happening? You gotta say just joking right after something like that. If you're playing, you gotta say that in the same message. You can't let that sit in the ether. So I hope you're joking. I just fucking okay. Okay, I'm thrown off. So oh God, it just threw me off. Damn, bro. So we're gonna see what Legal Eagle says, because he up to date. This was the most recent video I saw. He's a creator that I trust to give as much factual information as possible, and I just want to see where we're at right now. Shit, who knows? I don't know how long it takes them to produce stuff, so I don't know if they finished this today, yesterday, day before. How much information we got to date? So.
Bombshell emails directly from Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell confirmed Donald Trump not only lied, not only knew about Epstein's underage sex trafficking of girls, but likely personally participated and spent hours, likely alone, with one of the victims. We're going to go through and analyze the actual emails because they are gobsmacking.
I have spent the last 17 years in my own prison. Jeffrey and all the co-conspirators did to me. I was raped repeatedly. I was raped 3 times a day sometimes. Whoa. And yes, Ghislaine must die in prison.
Now, Sarah Ransom wasn't Jeffrey Epstein's only victim, but she...
Bro, this camera quality is insane.
Might have been the one who said it best. Because for nearly 2 decades, the story of Jeffrey Epstein has been one of power, privilege, and silence. He built a network that preyed on vulnerable and protected the powerful. Epstein is now dead, and he never had to face his accusers in court.
Hey, if I ever get to doing this full time, I need Legal Eagle's editor, bro.
Maxwell is in a minimum security prison without fence and is negotiating with the Justice Department for a sweetheart deal of her own. But the truth about who else was involved has never been fully told. But this week, new emails surfaced, some written before Donald Trump ran for president. These emails show Epstein and Maxwell talking about Trump and at least one victim at Epstein's house. So the question is,
hey, Dow, send that. I need to see that.
Just what Epstein did. It's what Donald Trump knew when he knew it, and what he did in response. And now, most importantly, what Trump did with the victim. Now, this week, House Democrats, for the first time, have released written proof that Epstein and Maxwell discussed Donald Trump and a victim by name. Now, the first email is from 2011. In it, Epstein tells Maxwell, quote, "I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned, police chief, etc. I'm 75% there." To which Maxwell replied, quote, "I've been thinking about that."
Yeah, PTJ. My next goal, after I hit 10K, so when I hit 10K subs, my next goal is going to be a new camera. That's what I want to hit. I'm gonna probably crowdfund for a camera. And lighting is a bitch too. Like I'll probably do the lighting on my own. I'll probably get that, but I want to crowdfund for a new camera.
These messages, written before Trump ever entered politics, suggest that there was more between them than has ever been publicly admitted. Now let's really think about the wording here. Quote, "I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked is
I hope
Trump.
so. I want to get there before New Year. I want to get 10K for New Year.
Hours at my house with him." But let's break this down.
Please, Dow, please, please, please. I don't need the best of the best. I just need something a little budgety but good.
They spent
Please, I need help because I don't know.
The victim
I don't know anything about cameras. I literally know. I know 1% about cameras. I know nothing.
Underage sex trafficked girl spent hours with Trump at Epstein's house. There's only so many things that this could mean. It's not like Trump is known for his pithy conversation. And Trump's past behavior with underage girls and women in general is
26 women who have accused Trump of sexual misconduct. Yeah.
Spotty at best. Then there's the dog that didn't bark.
I'm sorry. Like the thing is, I know that a lot of men deal with like issues of women accusing them of stuff, even if they haven't done it. I know that's a thing. 26, no. Even with money, you don't get accused of sexual impropriety 26 times just because you're rich. No.
In context, it's clear it means that Epstein is surprised that Trump hasn't been implicated.
Arian, you funny.
How dirty he is. He spent hours with this one particular victim. Unless there be any doubt about how dirty Donald Trump actually is, in another released email from 2018,
Thank you,
Epstein says, quote,
I learned a lot more about, I started off doing podcasting, so I'm good with audio. I'm just not good with like lighting and camera and aesthetics. I had to do, this is improv. This is transitional aesthetics, y'all. This isn't the final product. This is just this is a transition right now. So I'm not content with my setup, but it's transitional. So I didn't want a blank wall. So please excuse my background. I know my first one was a little better, but it's transitional.
You see, I know how dirty Donald is. My guess is that non-lawyers, NY biz people have no idea what it means to have your fix or flip. And in context, when you identify these specific individuals, it implies that they spent time alone together. Epstein could have said they met at a party. Instead, he says those two individuals are the ones that spent hours together. And further, it appears the police chief never asked specifically about Trump. But especially in context, the email confirms that Donald Trump was so intertwined with Epstein's dealings and spent so much time with one particular underage girl that it's remarkable. Literally, they are remarking about it, that it's weird that he hasn't been implicated. Now, all this talk of compromising emails reminds me that it's probably a good time to wipe all of your personal and private information off the internet. Your cell phone number, home address, email address.
I'm sorry, y'all. When niggas got money, I gotta do it. Y'all got too much money. Legal code for 60% off of whatever that is.
Or email. And that email revealed that the victim mentioned, helpfully in this context, the Republicans released unredacted versions of this particular email. And that email revealed that the victim mentioned is Virginia, presumably Virginia Giuffre. And that makes perfect sense. At the time, 2010 to 2011, Epstein was settling many lawsuits with his victims. And this might be a reference to the fact that Trump hadn't been sued by any of those victims, but more likely it was a reference to the fact that Trump hadn't been mentioned in the first reporting on Virginia Giuffre's victimization by Prince Andrew. Giuffre's story was first published in March 2021 by The Mail on Sunday. That coverage first published the now infamous photo showing Prince Andrew with his arm around her at Maxwell's house in Belgravia, London. And
damn. First of all, do y'all see the difference in the man, how he looked now and back then? Is that Ghislaine back there? Yeah. Prince Andrew, Virginia Giuffre, I don't know how to say it, and Ghislaine Maxwell at Maxwell's London townhouse in March 2001. The photo from Giuffre's personal collection appears in her Nobody's Girl. First of all, if that's 2001, this not even 30 years later, he aged a lot. He aged a lot.
Virginia Giuffre's victimization by Prince Andrew. Giuffre's story was reference to the fact that victims, and this might be a reference to the fact that Trump hadn't been sued by any of those victims, but more likely it was
I wonder how old he was, right? Well, if he was like 40, then he's not gonna look good 25 years later.
Reference to the fact that Trump hadn't been mentioned in the first reporting on.
Well, I mean, if you got money, you should look good.
Virginia Giuffre's victimization by Prince Andrew. Giuffre's story was first published in March 2021 by The Mail on Sunday. That coverage first published that now.
Look at how he looks now. This looks like he said inbred. No, bro, 25 years don't do that to you. 24, 25 years do not do that to you. This is literally an elderly man from like a middle-aged man. This looks like he went from 30 to 73. Bro, what? How old was he? Hey, he must have his age got fucking expedited, bro. He expedited in age. Was he in what the Pym particles doing? Like, did he get hit with? Was he in the fucking what the shit called? The Pym particles take you to? God, y'all, my memory is. I'm not the on spot person to think of terms. Where the Pym particles take you? Shit, because this nigga aged a lot.
Prince Andrew. Giuffre's story was first published in March 2021 by The Mail on Sunday.
God
that coverage
damn.
first published now infamous.
This is crazy. That's not 24 years. He looks healthy in that first photo. I'm sorry. I'm focused on the wrong shit.
This photo showing Prince Andrew.
The quantum realm. You're like, God damn. What the hell? Joe Biden, brother. God, I'm focused on the wrong shit though. I need to get on track.
Published in March 2021 by The Mail on Sunday.
God.
That coverage first published that now infamous photo showing Prince Andrew with his arm around her at Maxwell's house in Belgravia, London. And soon after, Giuffre went public with allegations against Epstein and Prince Andrew, including
I'm sorry, I can't get over it. His hair was brown. He looks healthy. He looks like he is not a day past 40. And then coming to today, he looks like he's 70 something years old, and it's only been 24 years. What the fuck? He looked like he's 40. He don't look like a 60-year-old today. He don't look like he in his 60s today.
Vanity Fair expose in July of 2011. So you have the facts of what happened to Virginia Giuffre finally becoming public in March of 2011. Then, a few days later, Epstein, seemingly out of...
He's 65, but he doesn't look good. He doesn't look like a good 65. My mama look younger than him, and my mama in her 70s. My mama is in her 70s, and she looked better than him. That's crazy.
Nowhere in an email with no subject line says, quote, I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. In other words, crazy how this incredibly dirty guy, my best friend, Donald Trump, isn't mentioned in the reporting. Because, you know, Virginia spent hours at my house with him. Now, others have speculated that this is a reference to Epstein thinking that Trump was a cooperating witness, and that's what Epstein was 75% there.
I guess that's what you do when you're a fucking criminal, hiding the fact that you was messing with underage girls for half your fucking life. I guess that'll age you.
On. I think that's unlikely given the context of what was going on in the world. It's probably just that Giuffre's horrible experience was becoming public, and Epstein was just surprised that Trump wasn't mentioned in it, given his extensive involvement. And this fits with the fact that Giuffre herself never publicly
what Go James said, like shut up, y'all.
Trump of illegality. The police chief here likely refers to Palm Beach Chief of Police Michael Ryder, and as we have mentioned previously, we think that Ryder is, from the public record, one of the only good guys in the story. In 2005, after a parent reported that her 14-year-old daughter had been paid to give Epstein a massage, Ryder launched an investigation that uncovered dozens of victims and extensive evidence, including trash pulls, witness interviews, and surveillance. And then when the local state attorney, Barry Kreischer, appeared too lenient on Epstein, Ryder turned the case over to the FBI in 2006.
All right, I need to slow this down because he's giving a lot of info, and I'm gonna talk less.
But back to the emails, thinking like a litigator, the context is also damning. This email was written in 2011. It wasn't public spin, and it wasn't written with politics in mind. This was a private conversation between Epstein and Maxwell years after Epstein got a sweetheart deal from prosecutors in Florida and years before Trump ran for president. Both of them thought that they were probably legally in the clear. And these are just two pals talking about criming in the privacy of their own emails and how their friend Donald Trump was involved. That also fits with past history. For example, in 2002, Trump said that his pal Epstein is, quote, a lot of fun to be with. He likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. But when he aspired to become the president, Trump kept claiming that he ended his friendship with Epstein. Sometimes,
but he didn't end it once. He didn't end it immediately. It was
claiming because Epstein assaulted a girl at Mar-a-Lago, and most recently because Epstein...
Bro, Dal, I was thinking the same thing. His smile was so nasty. It was definitely a Titan smile. When he smiled in that video, I was like, damn, his smile is disgusting. It definitely looks like a Titan, yeah.
Stole a Mar-a-Lago employee for himself. But these newly released private emails and the stories surrounding them tell a different story. To understand why all this matters, we have to go back to Palm Beach in the early 2000s when Jeffrey Epstein first caught the attention of law enforcement. The allegations against Maxwell and Epstein were horrifying. Underage victims said Maxwell gained their trust, transported them to Epstein properties around the world, and then groomed them to participate in sex acts with Epstein and powerful, wealthy men. As Liz Dye explained on this channel, Epstein had hundreds of millions of dollars, but no one was quite sure how he earned this money. Epstein had a philanthropic organization that he used to amass goodwill and connections with prominent people and institutions around the world. He owned a private island, multiple luxury homes, and 2 private jets. And his nonprofit was later revealed to be a tool for image management.
Yeah, people that think they're untouchable, it's not gonna last forever. It can't.
And tax avoidance, especially after his 2005 arrest in Florida for sexually abusing underage girls. One accuser told them, especially after his 2005, and his nonprofit was later revealed to be a tool for image management and tax avoidance, especially after his 2005 arrest in Florida for sexually abusing underage girls.
Yeah, he got arrested for it at one point already.
One accuser told the Miami Herald that Epstein was preying on 14-year-old girls who were basically homeless. Another
14.
victim said he tried to rape her, and victims said that Maxwell acted as his pimp, getting close to vulnerable girls, even preying on them at summer camp, and then introducing them to Epstein. Despite credible accusations from dozens of survivors, Epstein was able to plead guilty in 2008 to soliciting a minor for prostitution instead of serial sex abuse of minors. And Epstein's legal team included famous Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz and former special counsel Ken Starr. And
it's definitely bigger than Hillary laptop. This is it's absolutely there's no comparison to this in Hillary's laptop. Hillary fucked up. These motherfuckers are committing full-blown child crimes. Hillary just fucked up. And I don't even think it wasn't malicious. This shit is malicious. This is illegal, knowingly illegal. Hillary just was doing some dumb shit.
Prosecution agreement brokered between Epstein's lawyers and then U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta has been called a sweetheart deal that let a serial child predator get away with a slap on the wrist. Now, what does this have to do with Donald Trump? Well, plenty. Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump used to socialize with each other between the 1990s and the early 2000s. In 2002, Trump said, quote, "I've known Jeff for 15 years, terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side, no doubt about it. Jeffrey enjoys his social life." Now, it appears Epstein was once a member of Mar-a-Lago, but at some point the two had a falling out. According to court documents filed by some of Epstein's accusers, Epstein was banned from the property for assaulting an underage girl. Now, bizarrely, Trump has never verified that assertion. And
yeah, that's not true. Pizzagate was bullshit.
Victim Virginia Giuffre said that she was working as a spa attendant at Mar-a-Lago in 2000 when she was approached by Maxwell about giving Epstein massages. Now, notably, Giuffre has never implicated Trump. However, others did. In early November 2016, a woman who went by the pseudonym Katie Johnson sued Trump alleging that he raped her at an Epstein house party in 1994 when she was 13 years old. Now, Trump has always denied those allegations, and Johnson dropped the case after receiving death threats. But Trump has floated 3 different stories about how his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein ended. The first is that he saw Epstein behaving inappropriately toward a girl at the club and kicked him out. The second is that Epstein competed with him on a real estate deal, and that ended their friendship.
That's what it really was. That's what it really was. He keeps trying to pretend like he did it over the verdict of in 2005 about Epstein. No, it was about the fucking real estate.
And then this summer, Trump had a news story. Epstein poached a girl on his staff from the Mar-a-Lago spa, and that soured their friendship. Stole as if she were Trump's property.
I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was
niggas self-snitching.
One of the people, yeah. He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know.
Now, if that's true, that could be another reference
he thought he was bragging. He stole her, but she ain't complain with us.
Virginia Giuffre, and some have pointed to the fact that Giuffre never implicated Trump as an exoneration of Trump. But that's contradicted by the fact that in 2011, when Giuffre's story was first coming out, Epstein found it so remarkable that while people were talking about Giuffre, Trump hadn't been mentioned at that point. But it also seems strange for Donald Trump, who at that point was a legitimate...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't put it past him because of his creepiness. Like, I think if he thinks his daughter is attractive, he would say that stupid shit like, yeah, we got sex in common, and if it wasn't my daughter, I'd get at her too. I forgot what the verbiage was, but if it wasn't his daughter, he would find her attractive or some shit like that, whatever. But he did say, yeah, sex in common with his daughter.
TV star and a putative self-reported billionaire, ostensibly running several businesses, to have been intimately aware of these staffing challenges faced at the Mar-a-Lago spa. But apparently, he was.
I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world at Mar-a-Lago. And people were taken out of the spa, hired by him.
Now, Virginia Giuffre's posthumous memoir was released last month, and in the book, Giuffre said she never witnessed Trump abusing anyone. But Giuffre was just one of the hundreds of Epstein's victims. To date, the Epstein estate has paid more than $171 million to over 150 women. And the scale of the trafficking was enormous. Now, knowing all that,
that's
and
a
knowing
lot of
that
damn
people are suspicious about Trump's connections to Epstein, you might think that Trump would go out of his way not to link himself to the world's most notorious living sex trafficker. But you'd be wrong, because Trump can't seem to bring himself to condemn Ghislaine Maxwell.
I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well, whatever it is. I don't know the situation with Prince Andrew.
Now, he said that after Maxwell was arrested for sex trafficking minors. And as we talked about back in July, the Wall Street Journal reported that Trump contributed a lewd drawing to a book celebrating Epstein's 50th birthday. And his response was to send his personal lawyer and now second in command of the Department of Justice, Todd Blanche, to interview Ghislaine Maxwell in prison. And during that meeting, Maxwell denied her crimes, blamed the victims, and described Trump as a perfect gentleman. And at the time, Maxwell was housed at FCI Tallahassee, a low-security prison. But soon after Blanche's visit, she was transferred to FPC.
PTJ, I do think there's a lot to be said because Virginia Giuffre, I think I saw something about like she was already threatened by people prior to the statement she made about Trump not ever being at the house. Was it her? No, that was Ghislaine. I'm sorry. Ghislaine was the one that said he was never at the house, which is clearly bullshit. But Virginia was already threatened in the past by people, and I think they were saying something like, it's possible, not that it was, but it's possible she just didn't want any more intimidation, which is why she said Trump has never done it, because at that point he was already fucking president and shit.
See, Bryan, a minimum security camp with no perimeter fence, a level where sex offenders are rarely placed without special approval. And that raises an obvious question. was the interview a quid pro quo? As in, Maxwell
she
clears
locked up,
Trump
James.
and someone clears her transfer. And will President Trump pardon or commute her sentence? We just don't know. There are rumors that he's contemplating at least commuting her sentence.
Yeah, and the fact that he won't just straight up say, no, I'm not fucking commuting Ghislaine's sentence. He won't say it, and that's fucking crazy to me. It's crazy to me that he won't say that.
Not the only potential sweetheart deal in this.
She got a puppy? I heard that. I didn't know how true that was, but I keep hearing like she got a fucking pet. Like, what? How did that happen?
Fair. Because despite all the evidence gathered by the police and FBI in...
Like, imagine being in jail and having a pet. What the fuck? That would make that shit so sweet.
2008, U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta, who had been appointed by George W. Bush,
if she
effectively
get
let
DoorDash, that's
Epstein off
insane.
the hook.
Please tell me
he
you're
negotiated a
embellishing,
secret
bro.
non-prosecution agreement in 2008 that protected Epstein and his alleged co-conspirators. Acosta's office had identified 36 underage victims and drafted a 53-page indictment, but Epstein secured what the Miami Herald later called the deal of a lifetime. Epstein pleaded guilty to 2 state prosecution charges and served just 13 months in county jail with daily work release. Investigators said the evidence showed Epstein hosted underage sex parties for affluent men. However,
Shut up,
the
BTJ.
agreement also granted immunity to any unnamed potential co-conspirators. Now, a federal judge later found the deal was illegal because Acosta did not consult the victims before agreeing to it. And to be clear, deals like this basically don't happen. Federal prosecutors just don't hand out blanket non-prosecution agreements in child sex trafficking cases, let alone ones that purport to protect unnamed third parties. Lawyers who reviewed the deal said they had never seen anything like it. But even more baffling, when Trump was elected president in 2016, he appointed Acosta as Secretary of the Department of Labor. Now, we don't know if there were prior ties between Trump and Acosta, but we do know that when Acosta proposed as Trump's Secretary of Labor an 80% budget cut to the International Labor Affairs Bureau, the division that funds programs to combat child and human trafficking and forced labor, Congress was outraged, and that contributed to Acosta's eventual demise. Because when the Miami Herald story broke, Acosta resigned. And at the time, Trump was worried about Acosta. Quote,
I feel very badly actually for Secretary Acosta because
PTJ, you know you can do that. If nobody can do it, you can.
So hard and has done such a good job.
Do that
I feel
shit.
very badly about that whole situation.
Now, in litigation, the best way to find out that someone is lying is that their testimony contradicts the written documentary evidence, especially emails and texts. And this 2011 email makes it obvious that Ghislaine Maxwell lied to Todd Blanche when he visited her in prison.
Yeah, she told like it's what's 100% confirmed now that Ghislaine lied and that she's not trustworthy no matter what she says at this point. Because and she wasn't trustworthy then because clearly she was trying to get in Trump's good graces so he could commute her fucking sentence. Of course, she was already compromised. Now we have proof that she just flat out lied.
Blanche was exactly what now President Trump would want to hear. She claimed that she only saw Trump and Epstein together in public, never
at the house.
I believe I only ever saw them in social settings. I don't recall any private settings.
And at that point, Blanche jumps in to help her emphasize the settings were social.
Did you ever observe, you said that I mean, have you seen there's photographs, public photographs of Mr. Epstein and President Trump together?
Yes.
And there's photographs of, I think you're in some of the photographs
Yeah.
as well. Those all appear to be social settings.
Oh, really, Red?
Maxwell then said she had never seen Trump in Epstein's house.
That's my memory. If there were social settings, I don't know.
It's like
Epstein's. If he had whatever the nature of the president's friendship, if you will, or however you want to define that with Epstein, I was never witness. I think they were friendly, like people are in
You never witnessed, so don't make a claim.
social settings. I don't think they were close friends or.
And that's how you at this point, how you ain't, well, this was some months ago, how you ain't fucking see the videos of well, okay, no, let me not do that. Just because they was in videos together laughing don't mean they were close friends. Let me not do that. But it's well documented that they were good friends. You were his assistant. I think it just makes it even worse because you are in fucking prison right now for being this man's right-hand man for trafficking girls. You were there. You look at this picture they got right here. Y'all was besties. Y'all was fucking besties. How are you sitting here saying that I don't even think they were friendly? No, I think they were friendly. I'm sorry. I don't think they were close friends. If that means that they didn't call each other every day, fine, but they were close enough for you to not make this stupid-ass claim to say they weren't close friends because it's public knowledge that Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump were friends. Yes, you want to get your shit commutated, but clearly you're lying because everybody knows they was friends. I don't even think Trump denies that they were friends. So what the fuck?
I certainly never witnessed the.
You can hear the gears not trying to not to exactly like the inconsistent cadence of speaking. It's clear that you're trying to like make some shit up right now. I'm glad you pointed that out, Dal. Let me go back and hear. You can just hear her trying to make this make sense.
Whatever the nature of the president's friendship, if you will.
Look, she don't even know what to say because she didn't want to say friendship, because if she said that, she knew she would have gave up the game, but she has to say it because otherwise you just sound dishonest. Like, they were cordial, you know, they were business partners. Like, no, they was fucking friends. And that's why that long pause before friendship was there. I'm glad you pointed that out, Dow. Like, she couldn't just speak normal because she was trying to just cover up all the truth that's in her head.
You want to define that with Epstein? I was never witness. I think they
I was there. I never witnessed. Like,
well, however you want to define that with Epstein, I was never witness. I think they were friendly, like people are in social settings. I don't think they were close friends, or I certainly never witnessed.
I don't know, Dow. I don't know if she was groomed by him.
The president in any of, I don't recall ever seeing him in his house, for instance.
In other words, Maxwell's story, concocted at a time when she had the absolute most to gain from telling Blanche exactly what he wanted to hear, is directly contradicted by Epstein himself in 2011. And we don't know if these emails were in the volumes of files that the DOJ turned up during its investigation of Maxwell and Epstein, but it underscores why it was so preposterous for Blanche to interview Maxwell to begin with. Apart from how blatantly corrupt the whole thing is, he didn't even have familiarity with a complete trial record. If a prosecutor or FBI agent who was involved in the prosecution had been in that interview, they might have been able to flag it as a lie. But it really seems like Blanche was not down there looking for inconsistencies. He was there to get his boss out of trouble. And of course, Maxwell also denied ever hearing Epstein say that Trump had done anything inappropriate.
And did you ever hear Mr. Epstein or anybody say that President Trump had done anything inappropriate with masseuses or with anybody in your world?
Absolutely never. In any
It's just this utter confidence. If you talking about the president that can give you a commutation, like this confidence is just so funny.
And again, that
absolutely never in any context. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You are fucking lying. You are lying.
Now rebutted by the 2011 email, which featured Epstein claiming that Trump participated in an act against a victim at his house. But wait, there's so much more. The other two emails that were in the first tranche of documents that were released included correspondence between Epstein and Trump presidential biographer Michael Wolff. This exchange began on December 15th.
The any context made it so much worse. That's not even something people say normally. Even if let's say he's 100% innocent. The any context was just way too much sauce to try to make him seem innocent. It was just she put way too much sauce on it.
2015, the night of a debate in the Republican presidential primary, and Wolff told Epstein that CNN was, quote, planning to ask Trump tonight about his relationship with you, either on air or in scrum afterwards. Epstein wrote back, if we were able to craft an answer for him, what do you think it should be? And Wolff, going way outside the bounds of ethical reporting, told him not to say anything, yet. Quote, I think you should let him hang himself. If he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the house, then that gives you a valuable PR and political currency that could be used to hang him later or save him generating a debt. So there you have an insinuation that Epstein was or was capable of blackmailing the 2016 Republican nominee for president. Though CNN never asked Trump a direct question about Epstein that night. House Democrats also released another email from January of 2019 when Trump was running for re-election. Epstein wrote, quote, victim, Mar-a-Lago, redacted. Trump said he asked me to resign, never remember ever. Of course, he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop, which is another admission from Epstein that Trump, at the very least, knew about all of the sex trafficking and prostitution. Now, some will say this email exonerates Trump since Epstein explicitly says that Trump asked Ghislaine to stop, but it's also possible that the only reason Trump asked for things to stop, if indeed he did make that request, was because it became a political liability for him at that point.
Because political liability, right.
And then there's even more evidence of shoddy reporting. You might recall reporter Landon Thomas Jr.
If this is the biggest, this is the biggest I'm talking about liability. This is the biggest scandal. Monica Lewinsky don't add up. Watergate don't add up. This is child trafficking. And if the president either partook or knew about it, this is literally the biggest scandal in presidential history, period.
Who wrote the 2002 New York Magazine article where
and I just want to say that most of us knew that you shouldn't have this man as president. The first time and the second.
Trump praised Epstein. Well, we now have some of the emails between Landon and Epstein. These emails were exchanged 13 years after Landon Thomas Jr.
I'd rather have a president that cheated on his wife than assisted or partook in child trafficking.
The story, it was
at any point in their life. I don't give a fuck if you did that shit when you was 22 and then you became a changed man at 50. Nigga, I need to know that shit. Cheating on your wife is like not okay. It's not okay, but it's more understandable for the human psyche than fucking trafficking kids.
It was 2015. Trump was running for office for the first time. And in 2015, Landon wrote to tell Epstein that people were now
Trump did both, right?
Asking him for
right. Even if you want to compare him to Monica Lewinsky, he did both of these shits in the past. Cheated on multiple wives. At least Bill only been married to one woman that we know of him cheating on with one woman that we know of. But you know what I'm saying?
Details about Trump. To which Epstein responded, quote, "Would you like photos of Donald and girls in bikinis in my kitchen?"
See, what? How do you explain this away? Okay, girls don't mean underage. Listen, y'all, I don't like Trump, but I'm not going to try to just be like, oh, look, kids. I can't just do that. I can't just say these are kids he's talking about. But Trump needs to, at this point, he got to explain this shit. He got to explain it. He got to.
And when Landon said yes, Epstein sent back the name of a Hawaiian Tropic girl and 2 other items which have been redacted. Landon then asked Epstein why he didn't put this information out there for the good of the country, and Epstein replied with a link to an article, and he said, quote, "My 20-year-old
Albert, don't do that. You know I did not say that.
Girlfriend in 93 that after 2 years I gave to Donald." And Epstein goes on to say, "Read my airplane logs in Hawaiian Tropic contest. Have them ask my houseman about Donald almost walking through the door, leaving his nose print on the glass as young women were swimming in the pool." So this is all probably walking through the door.
Read the BuzzFeed. How did they type back then? Read the BuzzFeed reply, my airplane logs and Hawaiian Tropic contest. Have them ask my houseman about Donald almost walking through the door, leaving his nose print on the glass as young women were swimming in the pool. Oh, yeah. So even if these women are of age, that's fucking creepy as fuck.
Leaving his nose print on the glass as young women were swimming in the pool.
Even if they're of age.
So this is all probably going to get worse before it gets better. We can be certain that more information will come out now that the House Oversight Committee released an additional 20,000 pages of documents it obtained from the Epstein estate. Landon worked for the New York Times and many other media outlets at the time, and he had all this information directly from Epstein, and yet he sat on it for all of this time. And it's also come to light that Landon, the reporter who was tipping off Epstein and who Epstein offered to give photos to, was fired from the New York Times for soliciting money from Epstein. It's also unclear exactly when Trump and Epstein had a falling out, but there is a 2017 email in which a person, possibly a victim, we don't know, is at Epstein's house trying to get in and says, quote, "I don't want to come early and find Trump in your house." Now, I don't want to read too much into that. That's 2017, after Trump is already president. That one very well could be a joke, but we don't know exactly when Trump and Epstein had a falling out. And we don't have time now, but there are also extensive emails between Steve Bannon and Epstein in 2018. 2018! So the big question now is, did Trump commit a crime against an adult or minor based on the Epstein emails? Now, we don't know yet, but consider these aren't even the Epstein documents that Republicans want to keep from becoming public. There's likely more, including the rumored pictures of Trump with underage victims. And bizarrely, the White House has been meeting with congresspeople to try to kill the discharge petition.
Yeah, they didn't want Lauren Boebert to vote to release the shit. They snatched her up and said, don't vote to release this shit.
Related to the releasing of the rest of the files.
He made some posts, bro. But Dow, be looking out for that short. I got a short on that shit. He made a post to say that he told Pam Bondi to go on. Trump told Pam Bondi to go after the Democrats for this. He said search up Bill Clinton, Larry Summers. I believe that's his name, Larry Summers. A bunch of left-leaning people said go after them because this is all a hoax. Like this is the world we live in now. That's what Trump did. He said, "Hey, everybody's lying. Go after the Democrats because this is all a hoax and leave me alone. I'm gonna make a short on that shit. You go see. Like this shit is crazy."
Which could be seen as part of an ongoing criminal cover-up. And certainly these suspicious interactions and preferential treatment between the DOJ and Ghislaine Maxwell look worse by the minute. So you can bet that there will be more. I just wish everyone had access to the same kind of legal support that Trump has. Now, after I started this channel, every week I get hundreds of comments and emails from viewers who are dealing with legal problems. And they'd ask, can you help me?
I see the lighting is different now. So this is a ad. An ad. I'm sorry. Told y'all, man. Hit up. Grammar Nazi. Time to go. Literally. All right. So, all right, y'all. We did it. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. We got through a good amount of content tonight, man. This week, y'all can expect a lot of content, man, whenever I go live. I can't give y'all a schedule right now, but I will be going live more than just once a week this week. I have time to do it. I'm going to make that time fruitful and beneficial. I appreciate each and every one of y'all that tune into my lives, watch each and every one of my videos. But we did it today. Expect these vibes to come up. You know what I'm saying? If you made it to the stream, man, make sure to leave a like, comment, sub, if not one. Then all three. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Peace.